or the head of the order and all the members thereof.
All right, well, here we are. Hang on. What's going on now? Why is there new weird shit going on? That's so weird.
Testing.
Why is it not removing my new window capture?
Oh.
Here we go. Okay, maybe that works. Check. Desktop sound. 1, 2, 3. Can you guys talk for me?
Oh,
Hello.
yeah.
Hello.
Yep.
Okay, if anyone's
Yay.
watching, let's get a sound check.
What's that?
Sound check. Checkity check. Sound check. Compare our voices to one another. Barry, can you say something for me?
Hello.
Talk incessantly.
Oh, I always talk consistently. In
Right,
fact,
there you
people often tell me not to talk
Right.
consistently,
Charlie,
but
can you
see, you
talk
want me to talk
consistently for us?
consistently, I'll talk consistently. It's all right. Someone tells me not
Alright,
to
that's
talk
God,
enough.
that's
consistently.
so weird.
Charlie, you talk consistently now, please. Jojo says everybody is sounding good, but we haven't heard from everybody yet. Charlie, say something.
Sorry, I heard like everything twice.
Why do you want
Because I've
echo?
been testing it.
Okay, so you're getting a lot of echo. Okay.
Yeah, but no, it's fine. It's fine. It's just it's fine.
Okay,
It
cool.
was just me.
I see. All right. Well, welcome to Rollstream for the second time today. This time we're playing Vampire the Masquerade. This is Barry Tahira and Charlie of the unknown last name. I'm sure it's gone through my head at least once at some point. And Jesse, similarly, your name has also gone through my head at least once, but I can't recall your last names. Sorry, guys. You can correct us now if you like.
No.
No, gonna leave it a mystery.
Yeah.
Leave it a mystery. Okay, fair enough. All right, so where we left off, you guys had recently arrived in the city of Milan and spent some little time there before being taken to this little township, this little village, hamlet out in the woods beyond Milan, about an hour and a half out into the mountains, actually. And from this little village, you were able to see that it's nearby a mountain, atop which there is or was some ancient post-Roman monastery. For some reason, my camera's not focusing. I think it doesn't have enough light, so I'm going to fix that. One moment. And, yep, that seems better. Okay, so, having arrived there, you were then taken up the side of the mountain by foot, whereupon you arrived at a large stone tablet that was blocking the entranceway into the mountain. Your guide, who was your guide at the time? Was it Gustavius?
No,
No?
it was Vincent Meyer.
It was Vincent, right, Vincent. Yep. So Vincent cut his hand, allowing his blood to flow, and placed some of his vitae on the stone, which caused it to open an entranceway into the mountain. Following the entranceway, you went into the Underdark. No, not exactly, but something like that. Whereupon you were required to avoid many traps and pits and other things that were pointed out to you on the way through, so that you would not fall into them. Further and deeper into into this cavity, into the mountain, you eventually arrived at a chamber where there were double doors, and on the doors it said, in ancient Latin, all that enter shall be judged. Having waited there for a little while, you were taken into the main hall, the Megaron, whereupon you were introduced to Mardon, the master, so to speak, of the Order of the Temple of Mars, Vancouver by night. Welcome, greetings, talk, welcome back. Thank you guys for coming. It's nice to have people hanging out with us and supporting the stream. Right, so Jesse, you've been introduced to Mardon and so on and so forth, and you've now met the Suprema, who are the High Council of the Order of Mars. They consist of a number of ancient vampires. Very briefly, their names include Gustavius, Scheherazade, who is absent, actually. You're hearing a lot about Scheherazade and her absence. Uther de Saint Bernard, who was actually a gangrel, but seems to have at some point in his long history, stolen blood magic from the Tremere, which the Tremere are a little upset about. Ivanovich, who is an ancient Ventru count, essentially, if you take Vlad Tepes Dracula and you made him blonde like Al-Assad, that would be Ivanovich, something like that. And he has a number of childer that live in London that you presently are not aware of because you're not a vampire at this point, are you, Jesse?
Not yet.
Not yet. So who else? There is a fellow named Lord Pantheus who you meet, who is a very flamboyant elder, short, bald, thin, toreador, and bedecked in all sorts of fancy clothes and jewels, and he seems quite non-binary, and yes, but quite tuned in, especially to people and their needs. So from each of these individuals you receive a small gift. Among those gifts you receive a robe, a dagger, a ring, a small bag, and a necklace. The necklace has on it a small tube, like a vial. It looks delicate, but it's not as delicate as it looks. Within it appears to be it's got like a little glass hole in it that allows you to see inside it, and there seems to be like red liquid in it. And you are told with that from the master, or perhaps from one of the others. In any case, this is the master's blood, and it is not to be taken lightly. Can anyone think of anything else that needs to be thrown at poor Jesse here at this juncture? Nope, nothing. Excellent. Good. Okay, so Jesse, your character, Arthur, you are taken out from this room after some time, and you are given a room within the complex. The entire interior of the complex appears to be carved literally out of the stone. So it's all just pared back stone itself. As if it was done by magic or acid or very, very long hours and lots of labor. Who knows which. In any case, you have a smallish room that consists of a stone bed, a stone shelf, a stone table, an actual chair. There is a door that opens out into a hallway with archways down one side and sconces on the other, which leads around the interior complex to various other people's rooms and other parts of the complex. Your room has an electricity cable drilled through the wall that comes out inside, and there is like a power strip on the floor in a very functional, not particularly aesthetically pleasing manner. It seems to have been sort of put there recently, perhaps, almost as an afterthought. Certainly it wasn't built into the place. Yeah, so you find yourself here alone after some time. What would you like to do, Jesse?
So I'm in this small room with, as you described, left entirely alone with no real instruction as to what I'm supposed to be doing. I will take count of my current situation and my surroundings. Note anything of importance, if there is anything at all of importance.
Right. Can you make
you
can make a perception alertness check if you like?
I shall.
This would be the single most utilized role in the entire system. I don't know what I would do without it. Passive perception.
All right, that is 2 successes with a 10.
2 successes. Okay. On the shelf at the back of the room, hidden in the shadows, because you are of course a mortal, you can't see that far. And thinking about it, where is the light coming from? I suppose there are a few candles in this room, and On the shelf, you notice a couple of statues sitting at the back of the room. Small little figurines sitting on the shelf.
Can any of the candles that are currently lighting the room be lifted from the sconce, or?
Certainly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll make sure I have a source of light, and I'll just back it around and
Back it around.
get a little closer.
Get a little closer. Okay. You can make a wits and investigation check, please. I'm actually. Can you hold that roll, because I have an idea that it might be even more specific than that. We're going to make a wits and occult roll.
Ooh, that's a better one.
Yeah.
That one I'll have to look up. Okay, so wits, occult.
Wits and occult. What do you get for your wits and occult? We're doing good, Jojo. Thank you. What'd you get, Jess?
Whopping 2.
A whopping 2 successes. Well, it's enough to recognize one of these figures as some sort of war god. One's male and one's female. They seem to be of the same proportion, designed in the same way, of the same style, probably by the same artist, possibly the same set. But one appears to be some sort of war god, you suspect. Maybe Mars, which would make sense because you're in the Temple of Mars. There's some logic to that. But as for the female figure, who appears to be sort of contemporary to that character, you've no idea.
Okay.
Haha, no mercy makeup tutorial. Nice.
I'll continue to do my rounds around the room, and once I've sort of done and exhausted every nook and cranny, I'll examine the gifts that were received.
There's a knock at your door.
Put the candle back on the door.
Open the door.
Yes.
Yeah. There is a fellow there, a gentleman in a suit. He's a little bit lanky. His brown hair, and he's wearing glasses. He says, "Good evening, sir. My name is Benjamin. Benjamin Smith. Smith with an E. Perhaps, I was hoping perhaps you would come and speak with my Domitor, Lord Uther de Saint Bernard."
Uther?
Have you met?
We kind of met briefly, and
Of course.
it was in a car garage, and oh yeah, he's scared of living daylights out of me, I tell you.
Well, I'm
here at your disposal.
You can be quite frightful and fearful. I do understand. I've worked for the man for some time now. So yes, I fully comprehend. If you'll come with me, we're just going to collect some others on the way. And for the moment, we'll just stick with your original characters, guys. As Benjamin comes and knocks on your doors to collect you with Arthur. Who are you at the moment? Mercy, is that right?
Yeah.
All right, so Mercy, there's a knock at the door.
I'll run up. Hello?
Mercy, you know who I am, yes?
I do, yes.
Of course you do. Please, I was hoping that you and your compatriot, well, I need Vincent actually, would come and say a few words with Uther, if you have time.
Okay. Is the Master's blood gonna be there?
He looks at you. I
Please?
wouldn't know, Mercy. It's not my
Damn it.
purview to keep track of that.
What are they trying to do to me?
I'll make it. Well, perhaps you should speak to Master Uther at the time.
Okay.
I'm sure he would be able to assist you. Okay, so you head on.
Oh, get me out of here. One of the two.
Vincent, there's a knock at your door. You would like to use a bonus action to unmute yourself.
Oh, God, can't I even finish writing something?
Excuse me, sir.
Yes. I'm coming. Yes?
So sorry to interrupt you, sir. I was wondering if you would come and see Master de Saint Bernard with myself and our new friends here.
Oh, all right. Okay. As you wish.
Yes. So he walks you down through the complex, going around the left-hand side of the Megaron, past a number of corridors. I will get perception alertness checks at this point, just straight perception alertness checks.
From everyone?
Yeah, from everyone. I mean, Mercy and what's your face, Vincent? You will know what this is, but Jesse might be
3.
3. Okay.
3.
What else did we get? Who else got a
I got 3.
You got 3? Okay, cool. Barry, did I roll? I haven't rolled for you. Who are you? You're Vincent. I have to open up the other campaign tab because you're in a different campaign, Vincent, because we've got characters from different games coalescing into one big game now. That was Chicago. Coming up. In any case, what you hear, just to make it simple, you can hear something padding through the darkness behind the pillars just off the path. If you think of the walkway like a footpath that goes between these pillars, and there's like another foot on either side behind the pillars of space in the darkness there, and occasionally there are statues and things. And as you're moving along, you think you can hear something moving in the shadows, walking softly but heavily.
How long would the domination that Mercy put on me last?
Good question. What was
Until the next one.
until the next? Yeah.
I'm getting Iron Will. That's it.
I did dominate you. I dominated you a second time around.
Yeah.
So that first one shouldn't be in effect anymore, which is, the stay chill. Listen to Vincent. What was it? What was the other one?
The second one was just before we went through the double doors, and you were just basically the same sort of thing, like don't be afraid kind of thing.
Okay, right.
So it was right
Have
after
fun
I
with
was like,
that.
hey, yeah, exactly. It was like, hey, there's the big cloud
Well,
howling down the hallway, so
How
just chill,
much-
it's okay.
how much psychosomatic effect would that have on you too? Like afterwards, you might be like, yeah, you might still be able to access that feeling of invulnerability at the moment, anyway, or maybe it's this event is what's causing you to question that moment of invulnerability.
Okay, well then I'm gonna start patting myself down, looking for a lighter and a joint.
I
Going to
swear to
be
God.
Okay.
Well, I need something right now. There's some padding out in the darkness. You hear that?
Yeah,
Some-
yeah. It's probably that big ass cat. It's huge. It's the biggest.
This massive fucking black panther steps out from the shadows and looks at you, flicks its ear, and then makes this low rumbling noise from its throat, and then pushes up against your side, Jesse.
I'm gonna do a courage roll.
You can make a courage roll. I think that's entirely appropriate.
That would have been 3. 2.
2 successes. Okay, yeah, that's that's success. 2 of them.
I'd say, considering the circumstances. Yeah, that's a nice kitty. Yeah, nice kitty.
You're kind of surprised it doesn't bite you or rip your limbs off. It seems mostly interested in you, and it's sniffing you, and then it licks your hand.
Okay. I only have so much control of my bladder here.
Can you make a charisma and animal ken check, please?
Charisma's not good.
C.S. Graham says she didn't use dominate, she just is dominating.
Oh, I thought you were going to say
Oh,
something
yeah.
else, but
Dominating. I'm the dominator.
I got one success on that, though.
One
An 8 and a
success
2.
on that. Okay. Suddenly the cat turns and nips your hand with its giant fang teeth, biting you and drawing blood, and then it licks your blood. At that point, having caused the blood to come running down your hand, it's dripping on the floor now. You've taken like one level of non-aggravated damage. It's just running freely from your hand, and it hurts. But the cat licks your hand, licks some of the blood, and then slinks off back into the darkness.
Whatever you did, don't do that.
Into a goddamn thing. I said, nice kitty. Isn't that what you got to say? But giant man-eating panthers. You say, nice
I
kitty.
I don't know. I don't know, but whatever you did, just stop that.
All right, so heading further down the corridor, Benjamin seems a little bit concerned. He comes over to you, Jesse, to Arthur. He goes through his pockets, and lo and behold, he has a bandage in his pocket. And he says, I thought we might need that. And he says, hold your hand out for a minute, I'll sort you out. Don't worry.
No, that's fine. I can do it myself.
You sure?
Honestly, I'm perfectly fine with that. Yeah.
He gives you the bandage rolled up with a little clip on it. And
I expertly apply the bandage.
expertly apply the bandage. Well, seeing as you believe yourself to be expertly applying it, I think a dexterity and medicine check might be in hand. You just need one success, but I am curious to know how this goes, because you are trying to tie a bandage with one hand, you know, it hurts and stuff like
7, 9, 7, 3, 4,
You're
4.
fine.
that. How many was that? It's like 4
Well,
successes or
my
something.
my medicine is 5, so
Right.
and my dexterity is 2.
Right. Oh, okay, cool.
That's-
Well, here's another thing that you should know if you don't already. And typically in second edition Vampire, if you've got more dice than the difficulty rating, typically I'll give you an automatic success at that. So in that case, you would have just auto-succeeded.
Yeah, but this is with flair.
This is with flair. This is with flair. That is true. So, all right. So you continue forward and you go down this tunnel. You get to this door where Benjamin steps to one side and he pushes the door open for you. And looking within, you see this candlelit or torchlit chamber. It has a domed ceiling and it seems to be about 2 floors high. You're at the top of a set of stairs that goes down to the bottom floor from the first floor, sort of midway up this chamber. And the stairs go down to your left, down to the floor, passing down to the floor. Stone stairs, ancient, I cannot stress this enough, ancient structure that you're inside of. And there are pillars and so forth. There's evidence of Roman murals and carving on the walls. And if you've got any kind of historical knowledge, which you may or may not have, I don't know, you can make a history check, an intelligence and history check.
Okay. Would that include the academics portion?
Why not? Yes, you can have your. Is this a specialty or is this a separate skill?
It's just academics.
Okay,
It's
so
just
we'll
a
make it-
kind of a catch-all.
So intelligence and academics.
Okay.
All right, let's do it. If you're watching Rollstream right now, I'm Russell KIRKBY. These are some fabulous, fabulous vampire role players. And if you haven't followed us, you should, because we're that good, and we deserve it. Yeah, I'm just saying. No, I'm just kidding. Go on. What were you saying? What'd you get there with your
Well, the 2.
academics? Two successes. Well, you believe that yes, everything seems very Roman, but there is an inconsistency in the exact structure and shape of the architecture, which leads you to believe that it might be older than that. Okay, so in this room, or as you come into this room, Uther de Saint Bernard enters from a side chamber. He looks up at you as you come down the stairs. As previously described, Uther has short blonde hair, and he sort of seems to be middle-aged to early old age. How old? He looks like he's 50 to 60, I suppose, in human years. Although his skin is taut, and he has blue eyes, and he wears a robe. A fairly simple-looking robe, and a certain number of rings and jewelry and so forth as well. Various occult signs hang about his neck, including a big-ass symbol of Mars. And he looks up to you as you come down the stairs. Ah, greetings. Greetings all. Enter, please.
Thank you.
Mercy.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
I see that you are famished.
No, well, not famished. I just really need the master's blood if I need to stay on task, because right now, what I want to do is I want to go home. I want to get to my family. I miss them so much. I'm fucking drowning here. Please.
I shall furnish you with this substance then.
Thank you. Thank you.
Please just wait here a few moments. He turns, he says, Benjamin, get what you know what to look for. And Benjamin heads off out the back. There's a door at the back of this room, down a little corridor, and he heads off. Now, we need to discuss your position within the temple. And I have brought you two. He turns to Mercy and to Vincent to assist us in ascertaining what that position will be. Now, the two of you have seen our new friend at work. Unfortunately, I have not yet had the opportunity to truly form an opinion, I suppose. Perhaps Archon Vincent here would like to lend his thoughts to the situation, to consideration.
Yes, personally, I've been thinking about it, and I think Uther, if anybody was to embrace him, it should be you.
Interesting. But I have I've been informed that the master is most interested in having another member of the blood. However, the difficulty here is that Lady Scheherazade is a long way away. She is missing presently, and there are few others of the correct caliber to assist in this matter. Now, this brings me out of game to my next important metagame point, whereupon we discuss Jesse's character and their sire. And further to that, I have another question for you, Mercy. Making a long story short, basically, I had been considering having Scheherazade embrace Jesse's character because she is a member of the blood. However, I looked at her generation and I was like, oh goodness, I can't have player characters running around who are that powerful. So I thought, well, if only Scheherazade had a child. And I'm thinking, well, we've never had a child. She's never had a child. There's an absent character. How do we not know about this child? There's Scheherazade. She's the main character here in the order. And then dirty old Charlie here comes along and says she wants to make a character that has all of this Mediterranean, or rather Middle Eastern background stuff, which is very reminiscent of our character Scheherazade. Maybe she's her child.
Oh, yeah?
And it would give her motivation to be part of a team that was either looking for Scheherazade or required to go through said trials.
Because it's up to Arthur Chan.
So the way this would impact the game is that this character that Charlie would make would be among the higher of the two tiers of player characters that we have. Arthur would be among the lower of those two tiers, being one generation lower. However,
Diabolarize your way up to the top.
Diabolarize your way up to the top, which in the Order of Mars is perfectly acceptable, by the way, as long as
Well, let's go.
as long as you're not diabolarizing other members of the Order, it's fine. And as long as
Yeah.
you get away with it, it's fine. What was I going to say? Yeah, Charlie. So you wouldn't be playing this character all the time, obviously.
No, no.
And once Jesse was established with his character, I would have you guys kind of refit all to practically the same generations or what have you. Although I think we've found with characters like Philippe and other characters, you don't really have to be the same generation to make it work. So I just want you to feel like it's fair, basically. That's my priority here. So does anyone have any feedback on that off the bat?
Well, I don't mind.
You don't mind?
I would need to know more about this character, like which,
The
like
character that you're
Arthur.
making, or
Arthur wants, he wants like the Tremere magics, the
yeah, he's
deliciousness.
aiming for essentially a Tremere character, but instead of Tremere, he's essentially a new bloodline based on a KT template.
Right. Yeah.
If that works for you, or we can tweak it. I really don't care that much.
And I guess that, yeah. What's your opinion?
What do you think, Jesse? I mean, feel free to just go, nah,
based
I don't like
based on the discussions that we've had previously in the lead up, as well as the discussions I've had with Charlie offline,
Yeah.
I believe that the best course of action would be to just do the KDIF branch off, go through the order of bars, and just to keep things relatively simple, but still be able to maintain my character's background. But I think it'd be a lot easier to get everything sort of rolling and cohesive,
Right.
as opposed to being disparate.
Yeah, exactly. That's the objective, is to make it, to bring cohesion as quickly as we can. So in order to do that, and also maintain our story, I guess, we want to iron out the kinks. So, Charlie, tell me more about this character then.
Well, her name is Zara.
Zara, not
Yes.
Zora, but Zara.
I guess Zara with an A and an
Right.
H. She, like, the idea I had was that she is kind of a dilettante, I suppose. She was born into wealth. Her parents, her family, is very much tied in with crime,
Okay.
of various different
Different levels and descriptions.
fingers in every pie.
Okay.
Like I wanted her to be a Venture originally.
Yeah.
But she could have, if she's part of the Martian family,
The Martian family.
then
Yeah.
she could be whatever she really wants to be.
Yeah.
Right.
For sure. Yeah.
She, like, I imagined her being quite fit, quite tan.
How
Like
old
she's
is
very
she?
much a brawler.
How old?
I don't
is she?
know how old she would be, but
Okay.
if
Well,
it's
if she was
Shahira's got something to do with it.
if she was
Yeah.
Shahirazade's childer,
Hmm.
I think it would be fair to assume that Scheherazade, if she has any child, she probably has more than one. And she probably has, like Loden has ancient broods or old broods and new broods. So this character may be from a more recent brood. Would that seem fair?
That's fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that would make sense.
That would make sense. Okay, so maybe she's anywhere from 20 to 120 years old.
Okay, cool. Can roll like a percentile. Figure that.
Well, you could do that if you wanted to, or you could just choose a
That's fine.
period in history that you thought was cool.
Right. Yeah.
And I guess a location or an event from history that might tie into it, like some, I don't know, some rebellion or something. Somebody overthrew somebody or another, and you were there.
Right.
Look up some history. It's always fun.
I don't think she would have. Like I imagine her being from Saudi Arabia originally, but then she would have moved overseas, probably to America, where the dreams are plentiful.
Right, yeah.
Ridiculous.
Cool story,
It's
bro.
all dreams. She would have had a business there, probably to do with her crime family.
All right.
Um,
Graham says, wow, dirty old Charlie, that's slanderous. Yeah, that's pretty slanderous.
It's fine.
Fair enough.
It's fine.
We all call each other names. It's pretty standard around here, I think.
Yeah.
All right, so you fuckers. Did I say that? All right. So you are In which case, so my next question then, if it's Scheherazade's child, she is a member of the Order of Mars. I think it just makes sense. And we'll just start it that way. Or are you wanting to put her through the trial with Jess?
That's the whole intention.
That was the intention,
really. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So so Scheherazade has a child that isn't a member of the Order of Mars, who has discovered that Scheherazade is missing, and those missing links have left clues leading to the Order of Mars, or bringing her close to it. In fact, I know. Ha 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 ha. Perfect. All right. So Barry, Peter Wicks. All right. So the idea here is we're going to have 3 characters starting together, performing the trials of Mars. Peter Wicks, you are a Nosferatu from Chicago who has been following Mercy around, and your investigations have led you to Milan. They've led you to security footage that reveals Mercy meeting with Jason Newbury from Chicago here in Milan. Very suspicious. Meeting other people. Your trail dies basically when you follow a vehicle all the way to this little town in the middle of nowhere out in the foothills of the mountains, and the car literally just disappears off the road.
Okay.
And so you drive around and basically till dawn, and you end up going back to Milan going, what the fuck was that about? But you're getting exceptionally close to something. Now, during this phase, how do we get Peter Wicks and Zara? It's Zara, isn't it?
Zara, yes.
Okay, we better change your names on the old Zoom there. Oops, I put an apostrophe at the end.
I'll do mine.
Okay. Peter Wicks.
Sorry, this is going to throw everyone off.
Throw everybody off. Okay, so my thoughts essentially are this. Zara and Peter Wicks, because you're essentially following similar leads, we need you guys to run into each other somewhere. And you come upon some clue that leads you to one another. Peter is looking for Mercy. And Zara is looking for Scheherazade, right? And they both happen to be members of the same order. What is it that's gonna... Anyone got any ideas what we use to bring them together?
The DM.
The DM. DM Fiat. Coincidence. I hate that. Great abandon.
Would there possibly be a similar informant that they would have both had the same information from? Or a cadre of informants that may have actually been part of the same information gathering process from these 2 characters?
Right. Yes, something that certainly triggers thoughts in my mind about Scheherazade may have had a haven in Milan. How about this? What if
they went to the same Nosferatu?
I'm thinking Scheherazade has a haven in Milan, and Zara, you're going to visit that haven in order to try and find Scheherazade, but she's not there. Peter Wicks, you're at this particular haven because the last time anyone saw Charlie, there was this
Mercy.
Sorry, Charlie. You pick up her trail heading to this location because they're both part of the same order. They were doing something together at the time. There's a clue, a way to get you together at the same place.
Okay.
How does that work? Okay, cool. Very good then. So Zara, you have arrived at this haven. It's an apartment behind a dance studio. It's in the upper reaches of Milan and some of the nicer parts. And I don't know whether you break in or what would you do?
I think I'll try and break in. Yeah. I've got a pretty good security score. So, what should I roll in order to do it? I'll have the tools out.
Okay, so
look around.
You want to make a wits and security check?
Sure. Wits and security. 2 successes.
2 successes. All right. So let's say that you've broken into there, and Peter, you're perhaps already in the house scouting around, and
Yep.
you're finding evidence of breakages and struggle.
Someone's in here. Can I tell?
Can you tell?
Mm.
Well, I don't know if you can tell that Peter Wicks is here, but you will see the evidence of somebody having basically Scheherazade being kidnapped from this location at some point. Peter, I think Peter, you'll see Zara walking around the house after some time.
Out of game. I'll just explain what Zara looks like.
Yes, please.
She has dark skin. She has goldish eyes with black heavy black makeup on. She has kind of like dark brown hair that's all like flicked to one side with like a shaved spot here. She's got like a gold a gold jacket and a corset top and
Yep.
some like really tight pants and some kick-ass boots.
And some kick-ass boots.
Kick-ass boots, yeah, combat boots.
Right. Cool.
She's also got like gold jewelry on that's kind of slightly obnoxious.
All right. Cool.
It's too much for me. Too much gold for me.
Now, which game did you create the character in?
She's in Europe.
She's in Europe. Okay.
Yeah, and I've closed her.
Why can I not see her?
Hold on, let me change your name because I've gone through many different name changes.
Oh, yep, I see her now. Cool bananas. All right, so
filled her out completely, but we're working on it.
So, bearing in mind, our objective is to get to the situation where we get you guys to meet Arthur ASAP.
I'm going to do some investigation.
I've got an even better idea how this is going to work.
Okay, well, my immersion.
Your immersion. Okay, what were you going to do? Perception, was it?
Perception and immersion.
And immersion.
I'm going to just do some investigation to find out why she's gone, who took her, stuff like that. So I can go back to the master and be like, this is the information I have.
I need Peter Wicks to make a stealth check. You are obfuscating, obviously, Peter, because that's what you do. You're a Nosferatu. Peter Wicks. Helps if you have the right thing open. Zara, as you're moving around the house investigating, you do find some evidence of something happening here. And as you're doing this, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, you are staked. And you find yourself being abducted by people in black clothes with helmets on. Peter Wicks' short story is that's what happens to you too, but it takes a little bit more fucking around because you're a Nosferatu and they're going to have to catch you, and that's going to be harder. But they will. Because the house has got security cameras and they've got security forces and so on and so forth.
I'm resistant to security cameras.
That might be true. Okay. Well, how do you explain it? Because I need you to get captured.
I know what. I got an idea.
All right, go on.
He follows them.
He follows them. Okay.
Yes.
And resistance to security cameras only works in V5.
V5, that's true. That only works.
Yeah,
in
we're
V5. That being,
V2.
Yeah, I mean, I'm okay with the overall story concept. Maybe not the mechanics at this point, but okay.
He follows them.
All right. So they take Mercy. Sorry, not Mercy. Zara. Fuck. They take Zara, and you follow them on a motorcycle, bike, flying car. bicycle, skateboard.
What are they putting her in, a van?
Yeah, they put her in a van. Yeah.
I'll get up the top and hang on.
You're going to get on
Yeah.
top of the van and hang on. Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds like it might be possible, given that you are a Nosferatu with, Nosferatu powers. Peter Wicks, character sheet, bringing you up now. What do you got in the way of potence? You do have 1 point in potence. Yeah, okay. Well, we'll make a strength and athletics check. And I think... Strength and athletics. Here we go. Athletics. Rolly, rolly. Bunk. And the dice are rolling. 4 successes. +1 because of potence. Alright, you managed to get onto the roof. You hold onto the roof for quite a while. I am going to say that despite your potence, after a while it does get tiring because this vehicle is going a long way. And you're traveling through the city, out into the countryside, up into the mountains, back to, oddly enough, that village that you went to, where you lost the car that time. And so when you get there, they park the car, the vehicle, the van, in a warehouse underground car park that seems oddly out of place, a private lock-up car park. And they get out and they start getting Mercy's body, not Mercy's, Zara's body, Zara, out from the back of the van. She's on a stretcher at this point. She's very floppy. She's got a stake sticking out of her. You've never seen this person before, of course. But you can tell she's a vampire because she's been staked. And you see one of these individuals, he's wearing small circular glasses, and the others refer to him as Carl. Do you want to do anything? Just keep following.
Are you going to press that button?
You got to press the button.
No, I'm trying to sort out what I'm going to do next. When they start moving away from me,
Yep.
I'll get off the roof.
All right. So you're
and follow.
Okay, so you're going to follow them out of this car park
Yep.
location. Now you do see cameras in the car park, and I will make some stealth checks here. Yeah, this version of you is technically not immune to cameras, but I think you can avoid them if you're careful. So we're going to make a dex and stealth check.
You can do it, Peter.
Dex and stealth check. So if anybody's confused about versions of characters, we've been doing some experiments with V5, which is the 5th edition of Vampire the Masquerade, which so far has had mixed success. It takes a lot of work learning the rules. 2 successes, Barry, for the avoiding of the cameras. You're not 100% sure that you've avoided them, but you also don't think you certainly didn't walk out in front of them and go, "Ah, I'm here." So, you know, if you were there, it would have been momentarily, and they would have to go through it in slow motion in order to find you if they did. They'd have to even notice that, so it's pretty thin as far as chances are concerned. These individuals leave this location and they start heading up this fucking mountain, and they're carrying this person. They put her in a body bag, actually. That's what they do, and they carry the body bag, still staked, up the side of this mountain. And as they start going up the mountain, you just somehow you find yourself coming back down the mountain, heading back to the town, wondering what the fuck you're doing.
Muted again.
I'm sure that was very interesting, but I don't know
Gonna press
what
the
you said.
button.
I halt myself.
You what?
I halt myself as
All right.
much as I can.
All right, so you stop. And every time you turn around to look up the mountain, just nothing there. It's just darkness, and you just feel like you're not supposed to be here. This is the wrong place. They must have gone a different way.
Right, there's only one way. Even if I got past the cameras, there's only one way to get near them. And it's risky, but I'll unobfuscate.
Okay, so you unobfuscate on the side of the mountain. Okay. Allow me to consider the reaction to that. I think that the short answer to that is you unobfuscate, and before long you find yourself staked too.
That's what I expected.
There really was no other option. All right. Very good. So you guys are now in the temple. I've now successfully, it only took an hour, got all of your player characters in the same place, the correct characters in the same place, and for the right reasons, hopefully. Okay, so you are in torpor. Arthur, after your meeting with Uther, where he discusses, basically Uther gives you a pile of books to read. These books include everything from stuff about the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn through to Niccolo Machiavelli's The Prince, all sorts of stuff, all sorts of philosophy books, and books written even by vampires in some cases. There is a book called The Prince's Primer. There is a book called The Book of the Damned, two of which are in fact second edition prints that you've probably got them on your shelf. I don't know. You do? You've got them? Nice. Nice. Okay.
Yep.
So he gives you these books to read. I used to have so many vampire books, hardcovers, and they got stolen.
That sucks, because if anybody stole all my vampire books, and they would also be finding all of my Cthulhu, and that would be a heartbreaking day, I tell you.
All right, so after your conversation with Uther, he gives you this pile of stuff, yada yada yada, and finally you are sent back to your room. In your room, after some time, you get this feeling that you're being pulled somewhere, Jesse. Like you're being tugged. Something is... You want to go somewhere. You want to leave the room. It's this overwhelming sensation that you're being summoned, you might say.
This is in the middle of me reading all these books.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
I'm going to try to push it off, because I've reached an interesting passage in the Book of the Damned, and I'd like to get through it.
Right, and of course your eyes are opening up to all sorts of possibilities now that you're reading things like the Book of the Damned. It's got, all like outlines of clans and sects and stuff in it, all written from the point of view of kindred themselves. Clearly these books are total masquerade killers, and must not be seen or found outside of this mountain. Okay, so you're going to try and resist. Would you like to spend a willpower, or would you like to make a self-control check?
Self-control.
Okay. C.S. Graham says to Mad Girl Charlie, a lot of V5 feels like a reskin of Vampire the Requiem using Masquerade's lore, so it's kind of divorced from itself conceptually. I haven't played much Requiem, actually. I don't know too much about Requiem, but I've played 30 years of second edition, first to second edition Vampire, and maybe 1 year of V5, which wasn't certainly a full year of V5. It was just in spatters. And I really love some of the concepts in it, and I really hate some of the others. But yeah, overall I like it. Barry, are you talking? Or two successes for your self-control. Very good. So you resist the call. and you continue reading. After a while, you hear this thud at the door.
Okay, book kind of goes flying a little. And is it that fucking cat again? Go away! Go away! Back, kitty!
You feel that summon again.
X, man. It's like that incessant piss I gotta take at 2 o'clock in the goddamn morning. Walk up to the door.
Okay, so you look out the door. Okay.
Yep.
The hallway appears to be empty. Until you see at the far end a candle. All the way down the far end of the hallway, just a candle. You can't see who's holding it.
I'm gonna fucking regret this, I know it. Close the door and follow the damn candle.
Okay, so you start following down the hallway. And as you do, I'll get a perception alertness check from you.
I need to get more 10-sideds.
Yes.
Alright, 816696.
So how many is that? How many successes is that?
3.
3 successes? Okay.
Yeah.
You think you can hear that poof, 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 coming up behind you again. Seems to be keeping its distance.
Well, glance back every so often.
Okay, so the candle swoops around the corner between these pillars and begins to descend these stairs. We'll pause there for a second. I just want to read the chat. One arrives late to the stream, and lordy, things have changed. Need that previously on Legacy of Icarus Netflix moment. Haha, fair enough. C.S. Graham in V5, really enjoy the blood potency that your blood over decades, centuries can become stronger, so it muddies. Yeah, I do like that too. That's also cool, but it is confusing because then you've got to track that and generation, and it's a headache. But yeah, okay, I'm going to leave chat for a while because I can't concentrate on two things. So know that I'm there and I love you, but I have to run these guys. Okay, so Jesse, you see the candle start to go down the stairs. What do you do?
But I'm going to follow the candle, speed up a little, continue looking behind me, because God knows there's that bloody cat still wandering around somewhere, and it's out for my blood. So
Right.
I'm kind of, absentmindedly stroking where that wound, still is, I would imagine,
Right.
on the bandage.
Right.
And just, doing one of those furtive looks, behind me, because I'm sure the domination is running low. That last bit of vitae that was fed to me by Vincent is probably running a little low as well. Who knows? He doesn't know jack shit about this. All he knows is that he's a little nervous and he's expecting to have a seizure, but nothing's coming yet. So
right, he hasn't had any seizures for days now.
Yep.
Many nights.
But
okay, so descending the stairs, you notice that the stairs are very weathered, as if they've been weathered by water over vast periods of time. And you can see footsteps have worn their way into them as well as you travel down these stairs. And the walls go from carved walls to a natural kind of curving tunnel that spirals down these steps. And the light ahead is always just a little bit further ahead than where you are. Finally, this comes out into a vast chamber, very tall, and split into two sections with archways between the sections. And in this room, you see stacked, piled high, dozens, if not hundreds, of boxes that look like essentially the size of coffins. Amongst them, at the bottom, in a small radius of light, which you can't quite figure out where it's coming from, you see the master, Mardon, in his red robes, standing in the center of the room, and he looks up at you. Awe, majesty. Of course, because that's what he could do. And you know now that this is where you've been summoned to. Before you know it, you find yourself at the bottom of the stairs, and he turns to you, and he moves quite quickly, almost like he's gliding on the surface, almost like he's just sliding across the surface of the room. And he glides over to where you are and stops. Mr. Crane, you come. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
I called for you.
My apologies. I was really deep in a book, and if I had known it was you, I would have come post haste. But
Of
it
course.
was quite an exciting passage of this book. I'm babbling. Sorry.
Do you see this place? This cellar, if you will.
It's a
This
nice
is
cellar.
a reservoir of vampire vitae I have collected for a long time. Among these boxes, you will find the corpses of many of my enemies. Oh, I guess you can't hear me. I'm talking to myself. You there? Check, check, checkity, check, 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 checkity, check, check, check. Can you hear us, Jesse? You got sound? Speak to me if you can hear me. Speak
There we
to
go.
me. There, you can hear me?
Sorry.
We're good?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Um,
Vampire Vitae over a period of time. Got that.
Among these kindred here lay my enemies, but also members of our bloodline, our clan, members of the Order of the Temple. Many vampires come through this place at one time or another. Interesting. But you, a mortal here, so curious. So curious. He steps up to you and places his hands on your head, and you feel your thoughts being invaded, as if somebody is going through your mind like a filing cabinet, shuffling the papers. Can you tell me 3 memories that you can think of off the top of your head?
3 memories. Graduation from medical school. First time adopting Bugle. Not first time, the time of adopting Bugle.
Oh.
And probably the earliest memory would be. Pardon me?
I was saying, that's his dog, by the way.
Yes.
Bugle is
And
his dog.
probably the only other memory I would think would be that weird ass frickin' dream that I have over and over and over of Matthew Hawthorne.
Right. I see. He steps back from you at that moment. He says, I have been informed there is an anomaly within your blood. Are you aware of this?
Absolutely, Your Highness, Your Majesties. It's something I've been dealing with my entire life, as I explained yesterday. I think it is. There's no light in here, so I can't really tell.
He puts a
what time
finger
it
on
is.
your mouth as you're babbling. He says, not Your Majesty, just Master.
Master, gotcha.
Very well.
Yes. I've lived with it my entire life, and I've been trying to cure it. It's one of the reasons why I went to medical school.
I see. Well, I intend to have it cured soon. I have a test for you, but you will have to survive it. A trial. You and some other new recruits need to be tempered. At the end of your trial, or perhaps in the midst of it, you will be made a vampire. Are you prepared for this?
Absolutely. From what I've been told, if this cures me, and like I said, I've had this speck of heaven hanging over my head my entire life. I knew my life was going to get cut short. So I mean,
Suddenly,
it saves me.
Mardon grabs you by the collar, spins you around, and throws you across the room, smashing you into the side of a coffin, breaking it, splintering it. You're kind of completely shocked by this sudden action.
Yep.
You
Fucking
say you
winded.
are prepared to become a vampire. You are prepared for your final night. Out of game. Final day. Not final night.
Yep.
That's my brain. He steps towards you. What are you doing?
At this point in time, I'm pissed off.
Mm-hmm.
And from what I've seen so far, and what I read briefly, and what I've learned from the occult, possibly, is, and this is just all hypothetical coming from his point of view, is like, do vampires actually like strength? Do they actually view that as a very positive feature in humans or in vampire kind? I would think so. Strength, self-sacrifice, that sort of thing.
Right.
So I grab one of the splintered pieces and I just fucking jab it right through my hand.
Through your own hand?
Yep.
Mardon watches you as you do that, and he stops, pausing. He seems to, his what would have been cold rage a moment ago seems to subside and turns to curiosity. He looks at you, and you hear his thoughts entering your head. As if you sort of just hear the chatter of his mind. You can't quite tell what he's not saying anything to you in your mind, but he's there, and he's sort of searching and seeking for the objective of what you just did.
The objective was just blind rage and then the presence of an overwhelming force to show you that I'm not fucking afraid. Is this what you want? Is this what you fucking want? Is blood spewed over the fucking floor? Right. Is this what you fucking want?
Moments later, you find that your hand is caught in his hand, and he's looking at you coldly. And he takes the wood from your hand. Child, so much passion. I admire this. Runs the wood along his tongue, which is quite dangerous because wood's nasty shit. Especially for tongues, especially if you're a vampire, I reckon.
Yeah.
Don't you hate that feeling when you run your tongue across like the inside wooden piece of an ice cream stick,
or even just those stir sticks, and you lick it off, and I'm like, I don't know.
I know, right? Yeah, stop it. It gives me neurosis. Okay, so yes, he licks it, and then he picks you back up onto your feet. He looks at you. He says, "Prepare then for your death and your reawakening. Prepare for the trial of Mars." And then his hand comes towards your face, and you find yourself unconscious. In fact, he just goes sleep. That makes more sense. He commands you to sleep.
Yeah, makes sense.
Right, out of game. Everybody's either unconscious or staked now.
Yeah, congratulations.
Congratulations.
You've done it.
Totally. You know what? I'm just going to leave the game here, I think. I'm going to go make a coffee, come back, and make another one.
Complete PK and really didn't do anything.
Right. Total party staked. TPS. When you wake up, you find yourselves in some sort of darkness. But more importantly, you can hear the sound of a very loud, whiny engine.
All of us?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like a mosquito.
You discover that you can't move your hands, Arthur. You are oddly restrained. I mean, your hands aren't tied up or anything, but you're inside something, and it's made of very thick synthetic fabric. All three of you are in this situation.
Right. Okay.
And you can hear...
The first thing I'm going to do, I guess, check myself for any wounds. I just pat myself down from what I can.
All right. Well, you Mercy, not Mercy, Zara.
Rah.
Zara. You have a fairly substantive wound to your chest. Yeah, right through the middle of your chest. Similarly, Peter Wicks.
Do we have the blood to heal it?
Do you have the blood to heal it?
Yep.
Presently, can you all roll 3d10s? That's how many blood points maximum you can have right now.
Okay.
I mean, Arthur, you don't need to roll. You're a human.
I was gonna say, like,
Sorry. Team Zara says B
just
D&D
one.
games. Just one. Okay. So you only have one blood point. Is that what you're saying?
Ridiculous.
How do you get
But
one
yeah.
blood point from 3d10? That's a
Oh,
minimum of
okay.
3
Sorry,
dice.
you're not talking about successes.
No.
13.
13. There you go.
Okay. Right. Well, I am going to heal that hole in my chest.
All right.
Um,
It's knitting itself together, and you're spending about 5 blood points to do that because it's 5 successes to stake someone.
then I'm going to use my my teeth to gnaw off the restraints, and then
There are no restraints.
okay, gnaw a hole out of the
The bag.
the bag. Yeah.
Okay. All right. All right. So pause there for a moment. Peter Wicks, what are you doing while this is going on? You're in the same situation.
I am gonna heal myself up.
Okay. As you do, you feel somebody or something nearby rolling around and kicking. And you can hear this engine noise.
Okay. Unlike
Suddenly the whole location that you are in shudders. And then it stops.
okay,
Continues.
I'm gonna look for a zip.
Okay. Yeah, you find a zip.
Yep. And I get my longish fingers and I zip it down.
So you unzip it from the inside.
Yep.
You know, you're a Nosferatu. I think that's fair enough.
Yep.
Okay, so you unzip it from the inside. Popping your head out, you see this other person who you saw recently, the person that you saw get abducted from the house, Shahrazad's house, although you don't know Shahrazad's name at this point. But you see this other person, Zara, ripping her way out of a similar bag, and then you see a third bag similar to that on the other side of her, also with a figure who seems to be animate at this point.
And at this moment, I look like a young David McCullum.
Okay, I don't know who that is, but I'm sure
Neither.
somebody's gonna send us a picture sooner or later.
would I have had the knives that Mercy gave me before we entered into the chamber? At least the boot knife.
Can you make a wits and subterfuge check for me, please?
2 7s and 2 5s.
2 7s and 2 5s. Okay. Yeah, right. You can have a dagger in your boot.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna.
Now, the other thing that you should know, Barry, and now also Zara, is that you seem to be in some sort of cabin area that extends about 15 feet in one direction and about 5 feet in the other. It's about 10 feet across. The walls seem to be curved. The roof is quite low. There are basically big plastic, very robust looking boxes with handles and things and locks and latches stacked up in this room.
Do we
the whole place
do we
is
get out
shaken.
of
Huh?
do we get out of our bags?
Yeah, you get out of the bag, no problem.
Okay, I look at the others.
Arthur's
And
still
then-
in his bag at this point.
And then I snicker a little. And then I'm going over to the plastic containers, just
Okay.
ripping it off.
You're gonna try rip them open?
Yeah. Well, I'm just gonna open them the normal way.
Okay. Okay.
Probably one of those like latchy ones. And then,
All right. Inside the plastic container that you find here, you see a couple of weapons, pistols with clips, 3 clips. There are 3 of these pistols, in fact. Yeah.
okay, I take a pistol.
One of the other boxes has got some clothes in it.
Ooh,
Um,
what are we wearing?
I
So
do
give
the
me
same thing.
overalls.
while they're doing this, I will be trying to extricate myself after I've discovered the boot knife
Okay.
and just
Cut your way out of the inside of this body bag.
yes.
Um, Graham says, "Do you mind me calling you Graham, by the way, CS Graham? I just assume that's probably what your name is." He says, "Plot twist, there was no stake. They just threw a sheet over Zara like she's a budgie." Right. Well, it's funny because her other
Yes.
character is a singer, and they call her Songbird sometimes. All right, so you rip your way out of the body bag. Looking around at this point, it seems obvious to pretty much all 3 of you at this point. How obvious can it be? I'm going to make a perception check, get your perception checks. The difficulty is going to be only 4, though, because there's still a chance you don't know what's going on. And that's if
All
you're-
successes, 6 successes.
6
Nope.
successes. Zara, what?
Nope.
No successes.
I'm very focused on
Okay.
what I'm doing
You're
currently.
very
Okay,
focused. Okay, and
looking through
Barry,
these boxes.
let's roll for Peter Wicks's perception.
And I guess I am just hyper focused right now on adrenaline, probably a little bit of blood loss.
Right. Peter Wicks. Fuck. Where'd you go, Peter Wicks? Here he is. One moment, please. Perception and alertness. I can get my perception alertness. 1 success. Okay, well, I think, Peter, you're in some sort of vehicle. You know that. It's either a boat or a plane or a helicopter or something, and it seems to be shaking and moving, and there's engines. You can hear engines. Loud engines. Mercy, I mean, Zara, you've no clue where you are. As you say, you're focused. But Arthur, for whatever reason, you're pretty sure you're in an aeroplane.
Hey.
You're pretty sure it's a big prop aeroplane. Multiple engines, maybe like a Hercules or something like that.
So like an old bomber.
Yeah, like a transport or a cargo plane. Yeah.
Okay, well that's a little concerning to me. I don't know why immediately.
You realize that you are at the back end of the plane, and that the doors right here are the doors. There's like a loading door that is right next to you.
And that would be the concerning part.
Right.
I'm going to
And-
grab 2 guns, and
More-
I'm just going to point them at the others.
Arthur, right, okay, so there's these 2 individuals in this room, and one of them's just grabbed 2 guns out of a box and is now pointing them at you.
Well, I'm literally just sitting in a bag holding a knife.
Right.
Peter,
What do you do, Peter, when she pulls the gun on you?
I wouldn't do that.
He doesn't just obfuscate. That's what I would have done.
I wouldn't do that. I think we're in the same problem.
Okay. That's fine. I will swivel the gun around to the handle and give that to you.
Thank
Peter.
you.
And then
Thank you.
I just look at Arthur like, okay.
I mean, I'm bringing a dagger to a gunfight by the looks of it. Can I take a look in that box?
Yeah, I would if I was you.
Yeah, he's got some sensible brains.
Can I get a perception alertness check again from everybody? Because I love them so much.
Nope.
No.
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 Standard difficulty or
Standard difficulty, yes, please.
I
not
did
so
not
many
make
this
her very
time?
perceptive.
Not so many this time. Well,
2.
funnily enough, it's more obvious this time. Peter, you get 1 success. You said you got 2. Charlie, what did you say? You got nothing.
No.
Okay. Somehow you fail to recognize that the plane is beginning to bank to the side. And I guess it's banking slowly, so the other 2, you get a sense of motion, and where you're sitting in the room, you get a better sense of the angle that you're on as the plane begins to bank, and it begins to sort of slip, lowering altitude as it yaws. And the engine noises change too, and you can hear like flaps and rudders and stuff.
Okay. So we're descending. That's good to know. I will approach the box in between the 2 other individuals, but I'll also sheath the knife just to, olive branch,
Okay.
and take a look in the box.
Yeah.
This box. Okay, so there was a box that had 3 pistols in it, but I think they're all gone now.
Although there's one more.
You left one of them back in there. I thought you.
Yep,
had,
there's one
yeah.
in there.
Okay, yep. Okay, so you see a pistol in there. It's a Glock. There's 3 clips of ammunition for that Glock sitting in the box.
Could I don't really know too much about guns. I know a little bit, but I'm just wanting to find out if it's one of those like vampire ones, the ones with the incendiary rounds.
Right, you want to know if it has incendiary rounds. Well, I don't know that Zara. Zara, you can make a perception and firearms check.
Okay.
Have you ever done one of those before?
No.
I bet you haven't.
2.
That's what I love about Vampire the Masquerade. You can pair up almost any stat with anything else and make some kind of sense of it. 2 successes,
2.
you say.
Yep.
You notice that every 3rd bullet in this clip, or one of the clips, has every 3rd bullet is different to the other 2. And smells different and looks different, and it has a red X marked across the top of the actual bullet itself.
I'm gonna take that one.
Okay. All right. I mean, there's 3 clips for each gun.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah.
So,
And that's, yeah.
but out of game.
Does Peter notice?
Peter, okay, Peter, we'll make a perception
And he has seen incendiary rounds before.
Peter Wicks.
Probably a 1 again.
Nobody ever rolls perception and firearms. I think I should get some sort of bonus for that. Perception and firearms. Peter gets 2 successes, so yeah, he definitely notices that one of these clips has incendiary rounds every 3rd round in the clip.
Well, they've given us incendiary rounds.
There are 2 other boxes here.
Oh, let's crack into those.
Yeah. We'll
Yeah. Yep.
Right.
One had clothes, right?
The second box, I didn't think I mentioned clothes.
I think you did.
Did I? Oh, yeah, and I mentioned that you were wearing overalls.
Yes, but you also mentioned there was one with clothes in it.
Did I?
Yeah, I did. Don't ask me.
Did I say that, stream people? Did I really
Check
say
it.
that? I don't remember.
Let's just
Somebody
stop
clip
the
it.
stream now
I
and then
don't
go
remember
back.
saying anything about clothes. But what I will say is that the second box has got 3 radio communication devices with headsets.
Okay, I take the headset.
Yep. So it's basically
do
a
I.
headset and a box that clips onto you somewhere. And they work together in order for you to communicate amongst yourselves. Graham can confirm or deny the potential true factiness of the aforementioned. Well, there you go. It has been spoken, so there you go. I'm right.
And wrong.
And wrong at the same time. Okay. So what do? You can open the 3rd box at this point?
Yep.
Yep.
Open the 3rd one.
Who's opening this 3rd box?
Well, I would have opened the 2nd, so you can open the 3rd one.
Okay, and so who's standing where?
I'll be in front of the one I was opening.
All So you're in front of the second box.
Yeah, I would have been standing in between the two of them as they're milling about. When she opened up the first box, it contained the gun, so
Right.
probably in between the second and third box.
Okay, very good. Arthur, you're also noticing that you've got some new scars you can feel on the back of your head and stuff. Wounds that are almost totally recovered, but not not healed. Like the scars aren't healed. So they've. I think what's probably from your point of view is that you've clearly been injured and you've clearly healed, but you don't know how or when. Exactly. Or maybe it was from that moment when you hit that whole thing felt like a dream. It feels like a dream now. The whole Order of Mars feels like a dream, and this feels like a new dream.
I'll hold up my hand and look at it. Is it still bandaged? And
Yeah, it is still bandaged. Yeah.
does it still feel like I just plunged a stake through my hand 4 or 5 times?
No, it feels like you did that 3 months ago.
Oh.
Like
I
it feels recovered. There are scars, but there's no wounds, so to speak.
Okay.
Perception alertness check.
For everyone?
Yep.
Okay.
Peter, I'm rolling your perception.
Alertness. 1. I did it. Yeah.
I have an 8, 10, a 9.
An 8, a 10, and a 9. Okay, cool. Zara, what did you get?
1.
1 success?
Yeah.
Not a 1.
I did
but
it.
1 success. Okay,
Yeah.
Yay. Okay, so you notice Arthur noticing something. Peter, you got 2 successes. So in fact, Zara notices Peter noticing Arthur noticing something. And Arthur, the thing that you're noticing is the sound of electric motors in this room, and the sound of wheels, and the sound of that great big door at the back of the plane starting to very slowly crank open, and now wind pouring in through the back of the plane.
I was just going to say, and the wheels are coming down and the back is dropping, but we haven't actually hit any sort of landing yet, have we?
No.
That's not good.
You're still banking at this point.
Is there any netting that's in front of the boxes at all?
There is netting in front of the boxes. Yeah, everything's tied in. Yeah, that makes good sense. All right, so you're grabbing on. So let's make
Yep.
strength athletics checks for everybody, please.
Okay, I will also do that after seeing him do that.
I don't know what you're doing, but it's got to be for a good reason.
Yeah. Just 1.
Just 1, okay.
Yeah.
Now,
Yep,
did anybody
just
open
1.
the third box, by the way, or were they about to?
It was in front of Peter.
Peter was about to.
Peter, you were about to open the third box, okay. Peter, when you open the third box, you see that it has 3 parachutes in it.
Of course.
You're muted.
Put mine on first.
So you guys notice Peter start putting on a parachute. What are you doing?
If we could try and grab one and hold on to something at the same time.
All right, so you're going to grab a parachute and you're
Yeah.
going to hold on. Okay.
Yeah.
You can make a strength and athletics check if you haven't already done so.
Is this to grab the parachute?
This is to get the parachute on before you get sucked out of the back of the plane.
Okay. 3 successes.
3 successes. Okay, nice. And what's your face? Barry's character. You are Peter Wicks. Peter Wicks. Peter Wicks. Look in the right folder. Peter Wicks. Here we go. What did I say? Strength and athletics. Strength and athletics.
Potence as well.
Oh, you do have potence. That is true. Okay, so we're going to add an extra automatic success on the end of that. Well, you rolled 5 successes, so that's 6 successes. So you have no problem getting the parachute on and holding on at the same time and not getting sucked out. Mercy, you managed to do the same. Arthur, what did you get for your
I'm deleting this name.
And with
So I get confused.
Sorry,
the plebeian strength of the mortal Arthur, he rolls 2.
2 successes. I think you manage, but it's a real struggle. And you probably slip down the netting a couple of times as you're trying to hold on to the netting and get the parachute on, and you slip from one piece of netting down to the next as it rips, and then down to the next, and you're right by the door now. And yeah, everybody's got their parachutes on.
Click!
Yep.
Click!
Do we see outside?
You can see outside into the darkness, the dark night, and you can see that it's cloudy.
We don't see any, I would like to get closer to that gap,
To the gap.
to where we can see the outside world.
Oh, you mean the massive door that's just opened up?
Yes.
That you could drive a tank down?
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Was this Saints Row?
You can get closer to that. That will require another. This time it's going to be. Well, make it strength and athletics again.
Okay, I'm being careful. 3.
Okay, you get closer to the edge. Now you're right out by the back of the plane where the door is down.
Do I see any lights of any buildings or anything?
You don't. You can
Okay.
see a little bit of light coming from the moon over in the west.
Seeing as the moon's up,
Half moon.
does it reflect on water, or does it hit the trees?
So you're looking down below. Well, as I say, it's a lot of cloud where you are, so you can't see through it very well. That's the problem. This is very murky. Very murky. But at that point, you hear a bunch of clicking noises coming from behind you in the plane, and suddenly all the netting is released. It comes flying out past you. Anybody that's holding onto the netting comes flying out past you. That'd be Peter and Arthur.
I'm gonna duck because the last thing I want to do is be taken with you guys.
Right. Well, you were holding onto the netting too, so woof.
I don't believe I was at that point.
What were you holding on to then?
I was taking it slow and trying not to get shunted out of the plane.
Up until that point, the netting was the surefire way of not getting thrown out of the plane.
Okay. All right. Well, I can't see this picture very well, so yes, I'll have held on then.
Okay. Fair enough.
What do I need to roll?
Well, you can make a Dex and Dodge check as a large container of stuff comes rolling down the hallway, down through the room towards you, and gear starts flying past you.
2 successes for that.
2 successes, okay. I think at this point you're holding on with one hand out the back of the plane.
What's everyone else up to?
With 2 successes. The other 2 are gone. They've disappeared.
Oh, see you later.
Woof out into the fog. And if you don't do the same soon, you're going to find yourself many kilometers from them.
Ooh, okay.
Okay, nothing hits you. You manage to avoid getting disastrously smacked in the face by a container or a toolbox.
All right, I think I will just I'll do a really sweet backflip out of the thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you dive out of the plane. Okay, you can make a Dex and athletics check to see how
well, we can see 2 successes. Yeah.
2 successes. All right.
Yeah.
Very good. 2 successes. Okay, so you swoop out from the plane. You do your tumbling business. You're falling. You've got your parachute on. You're falling.
I will pull it when I feel like it's the right altitude.
Okay, so you come through the cloud layer. And now you can see below you, you can, in the moonlight, over the water that you can now see, you can see these 2 figures Arthur and Peter falling. Now, Peter and Arthur, what do you do as you fall through the cloud layer? You're above some vast body of water.
I quickly check the rig to see if there's, I can't even remember the name of it, that tells you what your current altitude is.
Right. Altitudometer?
Altimeter, yeah.
Altimeter.
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 Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, your current altitude is about 5,000 feet.
Okay, and so I do have survival. Would a survival of 2 actually allow me to have some knowledge of parachuting? I'm sure I would have participated in at least once or twice in my life.
Yeah, I think it's possible. Why don't we make a wits and survival check to see if you can recall anything useful to do.
10, 7, 3, 2, 2. So 2 with a 10.
Okay, so 2 successes.
Nice.
Okay, well, you figure out pretty much where you need to pull the ripcord, and you know where the ripcord is. You're able to get it to. I mean, I assume that's your objective, is to get the parachute open, right?
Without splat.
Without splat.
Because
Okay.
splat's bad.
All right. Well, okay. In which case, I think you're pretty sure you know how this works. You reach up, you grab the ripcord, you pull it, woof, poof, out comes the parachute, and moments later, you're suspended from the parachute, slowly floating above this body of water. Peter Wicks, same story. What are you doing? You're falling.
I'm gonna pull the cord at a certain point.
All right. So we're going to make the same roll, I think. What do we say it was? Wits and survival.
Yeah.
Okay, wits
Oh my god. It's scary.
and survival. There's so many skills on this list, and they're not alphabetical. Here we go. Rolling wits and survival for Peter Wicks. Barry T. That's no successes. Okay. The ripcord. What happens is, Barry, you're so strong that you tear the ripcord off, and it's in your hand.
Oh god.
Emergency shoot.
All right, the emergency shoot. All right. Do you
The
want
little lighter this time. A little lighter on
Do
the
you
old
want to spend a willpower point or anything?
No.
Trust.
We just
Okay,
gonna
just
go.
a little lighter this time. All right. Let's see how that goes.
This could be the end of Peter Wicks.
2 successes for Peter Wicks this time. Graham says, well, one is a parachute, one is filled with an anvil, and the other is just laundry. But all of them say Acme. Okay, so Peter, yes, you pull your parachute cord, poof, out it comes. Now you are suspended by a parachute above the lake. Zara.
Yep, I will pull mine when I see the others have done theirs.
All right. It doesn't open.
Oh, well, I'm gonna make it open.
Okay, you make a wits and survival check.
Just the one.
Just the one. It's not opening. You're losing altitude rapidly.
Okay.
All right. Well, I have I'm not terribly dumb. I suppose. Okay, I am kind of. I'm just gonna keep trying. I'm gonna try the emergency one.
Okay, you try the emergency one. It's a dud.
Okay, well,
You're
in my mind,
falling.
I'm thinking, holy shit, this is a situation. So I'm going
The
to.
emergency parachute pops out, woof, and for a moment it hangs there, and then poof, the cables all break.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go and like glide to one of the others.
Okay. So that is going to be Dex and Athletics.
2?
2 successes?
Mhm.
Would you like to use a willpower? Okay, 2 successes. Okay, so you're heading towards one of the others. You're heading towards Arthur Crane's parachute presently. Arthur, can you make a
Sure.
perception alertness check, please?
I can.
Greetings, viewers. Greetings. Welcome to Vampire the Masquerade. This is the
Oh,
legacy of
I hate
Icarus.
ones.
You rolled ones. Oh.
Yeah, 2 ones, but I had 3 successes, so I got 1 10.
Okay. In which case you hear this sound that sounds like snap above you.
I pull the I can't remember the name of them. The
guide
pulleys.
thingies.
Yeah. They pull them so that actually propels the.
Don't feel bad. Nobody here knows anything about parachutes.
Yeah, I studied this.
If you
No.
do know about it,
Okay.
we will learn from you then. You tell us how it works.
The actual paragliding, but anyway, you pull it, it'll actually stop the descension, and it'll push the parachute so it actually starts gliding in a forward position, so I can swing myself up just to sort of see what's above me.
Oh wow!
Because right now I've just this huge
All right.
sheet above me. I can't see shit.
Makes perfect
I've
sense.
seen that. I know what he's talking about.
Okay, so Arthur, you do this. I'm not going to make you check for it. And you see another figure falling rapidly, and a broken parachute flapping up, covering the moon briefly.
Okay.
It just sort of.
Like,
and you can see this female figure falling kind of towards you, sort of gliding a bit. Not the best gliding, but a bit of gliding. Trying to get in your direction. Mercy, what are you doing?
Not Mercy, Zara.
Zara? So much.
I'm going to try and hopefully kind of slowly-ish, I'm going to try and hitch a ride on one of the others.
Hitch a ride on okay, so you're still... Arthur's the closest, so you can make another Dex and Athletics check, please.
3.
Arthur.
6.
And as she's doing this,
Yeah.
do I notice as the same person that pulled the gun on me the first time?
You can make a wits and investigation check. Wits
1 success.
1 success. She seems familiar, you know. There's something familiar. Yeah. I don't know whether we're going through too much of the you know, those thoughts, but so you're just gliding.
I'm gonna push the parachute to the right. I'm gonna start going in a spiral.
Now,
And I'm gonna do one of these.
Are you doing this to make it harder or easier for her?
Harder.
Harder for her. Okay.
Don't make me fall through the parachute. That would be hilarious.
That would be hilarious. Okay.
You can't see it, but I'm giving you the finger.
Disaster that's about to happen, or?
Peter, you went out first.
Yeah.
So you're the furthest away and the lowest at this point.
Okay.
Right. So you're kind of thinking, oh, looking down at the edge of the water, I can see trees, I can see a little bit of a rocky beach or shore. As you're descending, you're about 1,000 feet now. So there's not a lot of time for anyone to get to you at this point.
Okay.
Zara goes screaming by Arthur. No, wait, stop, come back.
Can I? Okay. So I can't get the parachute to cross over, so that if she misses him, I can get her chute, her broken
the
chute.
The question is, are you looking at the sky, or are you looking at where you're about to land?
I would be looking at where I'm going at the moment.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
we can make a perception alertness check just to see if you hear something or notice something flicker in the sky, or, you know, some...
Yeah, go on.
We'll
Give
do
it a go.
that. Okay. Peter Wick's perception alertness. Let's have a look. 4 successes. I suppose you do notice something. Is it Mercy going...
No, because Mercy's not here.
Mercy not there.
Zara.
Fuck,
Zara.
Her name. Zara.
Okay. I will try and maneuver my chute so that if she goes past him, I can at least get a chance to grab her broken chute.
Oh, her chute's not even attached to her anymore.
Oh, I can try and grab her if she gets me. It'll be a long shot, but
yeah, it will take a
I'll
certain amount
try.
of cooperation from both of you to be able to achieve this.
Yeah.
And both of you will probably have to be trying.
Okay.
In the case of Mr. Crane, however, he's actively trying to avoid Mercy, making it very difficult for
Nope,
her.
not Mercy.
Mercy. Zara. Same person. You're all the
Zara.
same person.
Zara.
I'm
Zara.
Charlie, your name is Mercy from now on. And when I say
Zara.
Mercy, I'm talking about you. I'm not talking about your character. I'm talking about you.
Nope, you need to learn my names.
God damn it. All right, Zara, you're falling. Make a dexterity and athletics check, please.
Okay. 3.
3. Are you spending any willpower?
No,
Okay.
I haven't figured out my my demeanor and nature yet, so
Right.
can't really go like
Spending willpower and you
spinning
don't know
it
how
like
you're gonna get
crazy.
it back.
Yeah.
Russell,
Okay. Yes.
if this really goes bad, I'll spend the willpower to be in the right place at the right time.
You can certainly use that willpower to try and be at the right place at the right time. Mercy, you go barreling up towards Arthur. He's curving around you at the moment. You can make another dex and athletics check to try and grab onto him as you fly past him. If you miss this, that's that option gone. Arthur, how hard are you trying to not be caught?
It was more of a lark than, trying to actively avoid her.
Okay.
Considering I have an idea that they are not human. At least I suspect, I hoped.
Right. Fair enough.
Wasn't going to actively try to commit
Okay, so
manslaughter.
Zara, you go flying up to his chute, up to the sort of harness between him and the chute, sort of into that whole tangle. And now everybody is spinning, and the parachute kind of half closes and begins plummeting at probably 2/3 of its full speed.
I might try and organize it.
Okay, let's get a Dex and athletics.
Keep your hands off! Don't touch it! Don't touch it!
Another Dex and athletics check, please. This time from both of you, I think. I need a collection of 5 successes.
Well, you have to get 2 because I got 3. Okay.
Got 1.
Oh,
No, do better.
Only 1. Okay, so that's a total of 4 successes. Not
Unless I
quite.
can spend willpower.
You can spend a willpower point to
right.
re-roll.
Nice.
To reroll, okay.
I'm not even sure that's the rules, but I don't care. There's a willpower point to re-roll for this. It's high stakes shit, this is.
2.
Oh.
But there was actually a 3rd success in there was taken up by a 1. But
Ah.
yeah.
So you say there was 3
Okay.
successes?
Yep.
3, okay. All right.
Seeing this disaster, I will spend 2 willpowers to try and be in the right place to get his chute.
I believe you can spend 1 at a time.
Oh, okay, all right. 1.
Okay, so you're spending a willpower point to maneuver to a place where if this goes very, very, very wrong, they might hit you and bring you with them. Cool. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. So they're still plummeting, slower than before, but still not at any kind of ideal speed. Certainly, this is fast enough to very much kill or injure Arthur. Zara might very well be in torpor if she was to hit the ground at this velocity.
Right, yes.
You two can make another Dex and Athletics check. You're untangling the thing. It's beginning to get untangled. Arthur, you're kind of just trying to...
Would it be better to use the survivalist to perhaps...
Yeah, I love
okay.
it. I like it. I like it a lot.
Could I
No.
use celerity
Celerity.
to help untangle it?
Absolutely, you could do that.
Okay, sweet. So I use a blood point. Now I'm like, let's go. Yeah, I have 3 celerities, so
All right.
that's how quick I'll be.
As the parachute just goes past you, Barry, this tangle unfolds and pops up again. And these two go boing on it. You guys can make dex and dodge checks against each other so you don't hit each other and accidentally knock each other out.
It's not a good roll.
No.
You got 1 success.
1 success. Okay.
The chances are, well, I'm up top, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm burling everything. So if
Oh,
I'm
really?
gonna hit him,
Is that how we're playing this?
if we're hitting each other, I'm hitting him because,
Raising?
Well,
I'll phrase you. That's it.
As I see it, when 2 falling objects hit each other, they both take damage.
Yes.
So I think that the amount of damage from the fall would be...
Oh, sorry.
man.
Just before you roll that, I
Yeah.
will do an emergency stop. I'm going to grab both of these, and I'm just going to haul as hard as I possibly can to pull the flaps in.
To try and slow it.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. That may exacerbate the problem of Mercy, not Mercy, Zara hitting you. Okay, so 3 levels of damage are done. You dodge 1 level of damage, Arthur, with your original Dex and Dodge check. Zara, how many levels do you dodge, if any?
All 3.
All 3. Nice.
But I will use the time to heal it up.
Okay.
as well.
Arthur, you're quite hurt from that. Maybe like an arm is broken or something, or dislocated, perhaps?
I would say, given the type of descent and the action that I did at that very last moment,
Sure.
chances are the shoulders just book.
Right, okay, so
Ugh.
you probably scream out in agony at that point, and Zara, you'll notice that, of course, as will Peter. Peter, now you're in a situation, Peter, where you can try and stay close to them and float with them and so on. But I don't know that Peter Wicks has got any formal parachute training. So,
Formal?
huh?
Okay.
Ooh, like
We can make a wits and survival check for you, Wicks, if you like. So let's do
It's
that.
true though. I can't think of a time where he did that.
You can't think of the time when he did that.
Nope.
Wits and survival. Well, 2 successes. And you've already
Don't
used
get-
a willpower point to assist you with your maneuvers.
Yeah.
All right. So I think at this point you managed to bring the parachutes down fairly safely into what appears to be jungle. And at this point you're beginning to realize how hot and moist it is where you are.
I watch where the other 2 go once I get my parachute off.
All right. Now, Arthur and Zara need to make a collective 4 successes to land without hurting themselves with their dex and well, in fact, we'll make it dex and survival.
so. Because I no longer have a hand on the right rudder.
Yep.
The entire parachute is doing one of these.
Right. So it's just spinning. So the
Yep.
difficulty should be 8 then.
Oh, okay. Well, I got 2 successes.
2 successes.
Yep.
And I probably just killed myself, but hey, it's been good times. 2 successes.
Hey,
That's
we did
just-
pretty good.
You guys between you managed to land the parachute in the jungle.
Well,
you come
I'll hop down.
You can hear all sorts of weird birds and animal noises.
I don't know much about medicine, but I'm gonna check over.
Peter, I'm gonna roll your
Arthur.
landing. See how well you land your parachute, because you're not a paratrooper. 2 successes, and for 1 person, that's all right. You managed to come down. Okay. Right. So you've on the ground.
Okay, so like first thing first, I'm like looking over you. Out of game. Zara is mute. So just so I'd let you know that.
She's mute.
Yeah, she can hear you though. She's not deaf.
Out of game. You probably might have mentioned that before we started playing.
Oh yeah. I needed like 4 points of merits, and I was considering it, but mute is not like the worst thing in the world. I can get around it.
We wouldn't really notice until you actually started to speak, or we tried to build the conversation.
Yeah. It's okay. Everything is going to be okay.
Alright.
Okay, so yeah, I check over you.
God, your hands are like fucking bear paws. Back off!
I will like try and feel for a pulse. Like, so is he warm?
Oh, I'm
Okay.
Probably sweating.
Hey, remember Are we applying this to this game though? You said that Peter was learning hand because he's disabled. He's learning how to speak with his hands,
Sign language.
Sign language.
your sign language and stuff like that.
Sure.
That was true anyway, and lip reading. Okay, sweet. So I'm just like in my mind, like you could see like confusion.
Do you not hear me? Do you not hear the words that are coming out of my mouth?
Okay, so I can see that you're a human, a filthy, disgusting human. I'm going to bite into my wrist and just put it up to your mouth.
Well, I don't use this arm. I'll grab onto it. Yeah, I know this game.
You know this game. All right. So within a few moments, you're healing. You still need to pop that bone back into place. It doesn't do it by itself. If you do
yeah.
first, we'll just heal around it. In fact,
Strength and medicine, perhaps.
Strength and medicine. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Right. Let's do some rolling. I just wander up to actually extricate myself after taking her blood, and I'm like, I just kind of nod, thank you. I wander over to a tree, sloughing off all the other shit. Walk up to a tree. Okay, Arthur, you got this. You got this. Just like rugby. Just like rugby. Okay. Ah!
All right. And you slam into the tree, popping the bone back into its socket, with an incredible amount of pain that shoots up your arm and shoulder, disabling you for a few moments, and then the relief comes in, and then the blood heals it up.
What does the ghouling provide me?
All right, so you are indeed a ghoul. So I think it just maintains your ghoulhood at this point. You're still a ghoul. You were a ghoul.
So just the 1 point of potence?
You've got a point of potence, yeah. And
okay.
You have another month before you age at all. Yeah.
So from here on, I am, I just let you do your thing. I'm gonna go find something. I guess I'm just gonna go looking around for other people, other locations. I'm still very confused as to why that happened. The whole airplane situation.
All right.
Yeah, so I'm walking away.
You're walking away. Very good. Okay, so as you're walking away, Peter, what are you doing?
What did you say?
What are you doing?
I'm watching them and walking over to them.
Okay.
So, who's what?
Yeah. I'm Arthur.
Arthur, huh? You from a clan?
Not that I'm aware of. Well, the clan Crane. Yeah, I'm a human.
You telling me you're a human?
You're absolutely correct in that assessment.
Oh, well, at least we got takeaways. That's the main thing.
So, incidentally, Arthur, Peter Wicks. Well, Peter, you've got level 3 obfuscate, so you can look anything you like. But how do you look right now? You didn't say you were obfuscating, so I'm assuming you're not. But
No, not obfuscating. I look like the guy I said. There's a guy with blonde hair. Looks like he has Russian kind of features. He has
but he's Nosferatu, so he's hideously ugly.
I'm using my obfuscate, Masquerade, Thousand Faces. Yeah.
Yep. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Because I don't want to scare them.
So he doesn't see that he is hideously ugly. Very good.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. What about you?
Oh, Zara has walked off.
Where she thinks she's going? I'm looking at you.
Zara, can you make a perception alertness check?
Sure.
She didn't say a damn word. She just, like, literally not a word.
Okay.
She just
One.
opened a vein, and that was it. I kind of needed it. That fall took a lot out of me.
Okay, let's follow her then,
What
because
did you roll, Zara? Perception
One.
awareness? One success.
Yeah.
I don't know where the fuck we are.
Zara,
Do you know where the
what
fuck
you
we are?
experience is a sensation on the front of your shin and a sound that sounds like dink.
Okay, I'm going to jump to the side, I suppose. It sounds really like bad, so I guess I'm going to just jump onto a tree or try and get covered by a tree.
Okay, you basically, I mean, okay, so you're going to roll to your side or to the front or to the back.
Whatever I mean, I don't know if there's anything in any direction.
I think you best roll just a dex dodge check, really.
Okay, dex dodge. It's the wrong one. 4.
4 successes. 4 successes for dex and dodge. How much wood can a woodchuck chuck? 1, 2, 3. Right. An explosion comes from your right as a small box set into a wall blasts into the tree, blasts outwards, releasing the tripwire that you've just knocked into. You instantly feel the need to spend a blood point on celerity.
Oh yeah, I'll do that.
In order to roll backwards out of the way and not get caught in the fireball that shoots forth from that.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And so the other two of you, Peter and Arthur, you of course hear this explosion and see the light and heat from it. And you will see Zara's silhouette in front of the fire, the flame. It reaches up and some of the leaves catch fire.
You want to go and see if she's all right? I'm allergic to fire.
No, I'm perfectly fine with fire. I mean, it burns me. It could kill me too, but yeah, let's go. Let's go towards the explosions.
I will be going back towards the other guys, keeping an eye out for more of those.
Okay, so you come back to these guys. All right, keeping an eye out.
I'm going to sign explosion mine.
And I sign back to you. Yes, I'm blatantly aware of that. Thank you.
Okay.
I just point at Peter, yeah. I give you the thumbs up. I'm impressed.
Sorry, I don't speak mime.
Did you guys end up putting those headsets on?
Yes, I put the headset on.
Yes, we did.
Okay, cool.
I
Yeah.
may have got to the point where I had the radio on my belt, but I don't know if I got to the point where I actually put the headset on.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Do you think you still have the headset then?
It's probably, well, if it is on my person,
Yeah.
it's dangling about me.
Yeah.
I think there's a 50-50 chance that you still have that headset.
Pat myself down.
You can roll a d10 or something and make a 50-50 check for me.
Well, that would be 3.
So no?
No.
No. Alright. So you don't...
What you
Probably
looking,
get
what you
ripped
looking
off.
for?
Yeah.
You know, I got this radio attached to me, but I was looking to see if I actually had the radio, the headpiece, but looks like it got ripped off during the descent.
I'll give you mine.
Hey, K-Night Chronicles. Welcome. Now you said mute, my friend. Are you telling us that we are mute, or were you just laughing at the fact that she's mute? I get it. Yeah, I see. Well, welcome.
I like making things spicy.
Now he's talking to He's talking to both of you, but he has to sign this and make it short. Stay together. And I sign it as well.
I signed to him that you don't need to sign back to me. I can hear you. I'm not deaf.
Okay.
All right.
All right. But if we need a code of some sort, we can use that if we don't want people to know what we're doing, what we're saying.
I respond with, well, we can.
I'm just sort of staring at you two, like, all
I'm
right,
pointing
that's
to
the way.
this guy and then putting an L on my head.
So
Yeah, I understand that.
I have to know. I have to know. How did you get so lucky?
Ooh,
You, human.
how did I get so lucky? Doing what? I don't call this luck. Getting thrown out of an airplane.
It looks like you're being tested.
Well, that's kind of what the master said before we ended up here. So that scans.
The master. Oh, interesting. You have a master.
I am going to just like hit
Apparently.
you. I'm gonna hit out there.
Okay. You hit Arthur very well.
Yeah.
Arthur
Because I know about the master.
So I'm gathering from that you don't want me to know about.
Zara. I think that's
Why
what
would I
you
not?
said that you wouldn't. Because you would already be a member of the order by now if you did.
Not necessarily though. I could have been like very new to meeting him, etc. I had to go find her. I don't know. I don't really know the logistics of her yet.
I think that Scheherazade had you. She made you. She set you up. She had you doing your thing, whatever that was, and she just insulated you from the order.
Oh, okay.
And so now this is your introduction to the order.
Mm-hmm.
So she's just hitting me because she likes hitting me. All right, cool.
Yeah, which also tracks.
Yeah.
I'm hitting you because you almost got me killed. Well, not killed, but
All right. From this
Mildly
point on.
inconvenienced.
Right.
From this point on, you have to hope that we. Have you heard of? We have a hunger. Do you?
Yeah, I understand the hunger. Yes,
All
up to a
right.
degree, not entirely.
So you completely understand that if we get hurt badly, you're gonna be the first thing we need to. How can I put it? Get better.
I'm gonna be lunch. I get it. I get that. I understand that part of it.
You're
I'm
like
not an idiot.
I'm gonna walk around Arthur and just make like movements, snapping.
Well, Arthur, she's got a sense of humor, Arthur.
She does have a sense of humor. Absolutely, absolutely. But I've met two other vampires that are much scarier than her. By a long shot. So yeah, you're funny. She's a funny one.
Okay. He looks at Zara and says, "Have you got a name?"
I will sign Zara.
How do you have to spell it out?
Yeah. And you literally spell it out and later.
Yeah,
That's how you
spell
do
it out.
Yeah. Oh,
I used to know it as well.
Her name is Zara.
This opportunity.
All right.
Zara rhymes with Mars bar.
All right, Arthur. She's called Zara. I'm called Peter.
Okay, we got Peter and we got Zara. All right.
Okay. Right.
Gotcha.
Now, we have to be really careful and watch where we're going. All right.
Perhaps if we send Zara ahead, the warrior princess will trip off a few more mines.
Well,
I'm gonna signal you are an asshole.
Peter smiles and goes, maybe.
I mean, I joke. It's levity. I mean, this is a serious situation. I understand. But if I wasn't laughing, I'd be shitting myself right now. So
Perception alertness check, please.
Just a 1.
Just a 1.
2.
2. Nice. Good. Peter Wick's perception alertness is coming up now. The dice are in the tumbling. That's 1 success. So Arthur had 2 successes, is that right? Arthur,
Correct.
you see as you're looking around and you just sort of... You guys, are you moving together or are you just stationary right now?
Stationary.
Right.
Yeah.
Arthur,
We're
you
on our
see
way.
what amounts to a boa constrictor wrapped around a branch of a tree, sort of circling this tree, winding its way around this branch, out over the water. You're beginning to realize that this is not so much a forest as a jungle. I think I mentioned it was a jungle before. And it feels quite a lot like marshlands. And this huge snake is wrapped around this branch, hanging out over the tree.
Lunch. I just kind of point off to the boa constrictor and kind of eyeball the other 2.
Okay, you need lunch. But to us, you are lunch.
You guys don't eat snake?
Not lately.
But you could.
We could. All right, you gonna go and hunt it? I'll watch.
I'm not gonna hunt it. I just pointed out saying, hey, you know what? You can leave me alone if you want to go hunt some snake. But apparently, Zara, warrior princess, doesn't like it.
Well, I'm gonna walk off back in the direction of that
That
bomb.
landmine? Yeah.
Like I know that we should probably be following the water in order to find somewhere to go potentially. I don't know. She doesn't know anything about survival. So she's just gonna follow around the water and keep an eye out for those bombs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I say there's a distinct difference between human survivability and vampiric survivability. So when I'm thinking about survival, I'm thinking about clean water, source of food, and shelter. Those are the 3 things that I'm thinking of.
I'd just like to make a point here, Arthur.
Yes, sir.
Well, if things get desperate, you've only got the 2 of us. Which one of us do you want to embrace you?
I'd say neither. Just
Let you die.
let me die. I'm dead anyway.
Okay.
I'm not gonna get into it. It's a big long thing. It's a story. It'll make you cry. But let's just continue on. I'd say, yeah, absolutely. Following the water line, perfect thing. You might be able to see some fortifications, some buildings, some structures, some lights, anything like that. That'll actually tell us that there's actually some sort of village, perhaps, or even some signs of civilization. But I need, for me, as a human, I'm gonna need shelter, and I'm gonna need water, and I'm gonna need food.
All right. In the distance, you hear the sound of a motor. Out on the lake, out on the water, out in the marsh somewhere. Through the plant matter somewhere.
Head in the direction of it. Peter's gonna head in the direction of
Peter,
the
as you
sound.
begin to head in that direction, you find yourself getting more and more bogged into mud and reeds.
Okay.
I mean, you're a vampire, you don't really care, I suppose, and you're pretty strong, so you can kind of keep pushing through it. In fact, you can get to the point where what you can see is a long, low boat with a external onboard, what is it called, an offboard motor?
Yeah.
Yeah. There seems to be a couple of people sitting in it. They've got hats on. They look like they're wearing t-shirts and shorts and stuff like that. They look it's dark. What's your eyesight like in the dark, Peter?
It's not good.
Not great.
It's normal, I
Yeah,
say.
okay. Yeah, you couldn't really say too much about them. They look like they might be young men, or you're not sure.
Okay, have they got weapons?
If they do, they're not holding them.
Good, good, good. Okay. There's a boat, little boat, up ahead here.
I
right.
nod. Mm-hmm.
Okay,
What do you-
I'll get closer and find out more.
Now I'm going to ask a very D&D question now.
What?
What languages do you guys speak?
None. But I can tell you what I can understand.
What languages can you understand?
Yeah. I just have Arabic, English, and sign language.
Okay,
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
Peter Wicks, do you speak any fancy languages?
We.
Looking at your
Well, I don't think we've
character
ever
You have,
discussed that.
you've got 1 dot in linguistics, Peter Wicks, so that is 1 language besides English.
Okay.
Choose wisely. This is your opportunity.
But you're from Chicago, so.
Yeah.
From Chicago.
Oh, the other one was because he knew sign language.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
okay.
that
So
was
that's
sign. Yeah, the other one was sign language.
Right,
Yeah.
of course, right. Okay. So Arthur, well, that leaves you. What languages do you speak?
English and Latin.
English and Latin.
We're
That's it.
fucked.
So 2
I only have 1 point in linguistics.
All right. Awesomeness.
Yeah.
Awesomeness. Okay, cool.
Okay.
Right. Yep.
I'll go over and get a closer look. You see that over there? Does everybody look over there?
Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
I disappear
Okay.
while they're looking over there.
So you see that over there? Boom. Obfuscate. Excellent. Okay, so you disappeared, Peter Wicks. What are you going to do now? Oops. Bonus
muted.
action. Bonus action.
Carefully make my way over. Yeah.
Towards the boat.
Towards the boat. Yeah.
Can you swim as fast as a motorboat?
Oh, it's going. It's going. I didn't realize it was going. I'm sorry.
Yep. It's...
Okay. I watch it as it goes past
All right.
and see if I can pick anything up as it goes closer to,
There was
closer.
one sound my dad loved more than the sound of Serenity. It was the sound of a 2-stroke motor. Sorry.
Yeah,
I just had to
okay.
get that from... What is that from? That's from The Castle. The movie The Castle.
Okay.
You should watch The Castle. Very good Australian
No.
movie. It's really good.
No.
Okay, all right. You made a mute vampire character. You don't get to talk.
I have mercy.
I'm so
Got a
funny.
character that talks all the time. Kind of had to make a balance.
Okay. All right. So the boat goes past Barry. You know what? I'll tell you what you can do is you can try and swim out and intercept it before it gets past you.
I will try that.
All right.
Damn it, I will try.
As you swim out there, you realize that there are underwater flats, like sandbanks,
Yep.
and mud banks and shit. And so you find yourself climbing up on them and jumping back in the water and swimming.
Yeah.
And you get to the second one of these sandbanks. You can make a strength and athletics check, which I'm going to roll for you just to make it entirely anticlimactic, despite how exciting I'm making this sound right now. What is your name? Your name is Peter Wicks. And it is a strength and athletics check. And you are diving into the water to try and beat the boat before it gets in front of you. 3 successes. All right. The boat is now parallel to you, and you're very close to it.
Okay.
You can make one more check. Would you like to spend a willpower to grab this boat, or you just want to trust yourself?
No, I'm just going to try and grab it.
Just
If
gonna
I
try and
can't,
grab it.
well,
Okay, so
yeah.
make one last check. This is the one. It either works or it fails. Strength and athletics. But you do have potence. Keep that in mind.
Yep.
So it's an automatic
Yep.
success on this.
Yep.
And that is 5 successes plus an automatic success. You grab the side of the boat. Where on the boat do you grab it is my question.
On the side of it as it comes along.
You just
Yeah.
sort of grab the edge of the
Yeah.
hull
Yeah.
with one hand, both
Yeah.
hands.
Both hands.
Okay,
Both
but
hands.
you're obfuscated, so that nobody can see you, right? As you
Yeah.
pull
Yeah.
yourself. Do you pull yourself up onto the boat?
Yeah.
All right. And so I'm going to make a Dex and Stealth check to do this quietly without, they can't see you, but they might hear you. 4 successes. Okay, you sneak into the boat. Okay, now what you realize at this point is that they're speaking Spanish.
Spanish. Okay.
So you don't speak Spanish. And they seem to be young men. One of them has a rifle, is wearing a uniform. The other 2 of them are just young teenage boys, basically. They're sharing a packet of cigarettes. They're just sitting in the back of this boat as they're going along the river at a slightly faster than leisurely speed.
Okay.
Yeah, you can make a perception alertness check, though.
Okay.
4 successes. You realize there's something thudding and bumping around under the floor.
Okay. I try and get a better look.
It's the floor.
It's floor. Okay.
You can make I suppose we could make an investigation check, an intelligence and investigation.
Okay.
Let me set that up. One moment, please, ladies and gentlemen. Intelligence and investigation is hiding. Here it is. And we roll the dice. That is 2 successes. You think it might be a fake floor, or there might be something under the floor, like in the bottom of the boat?
Okay.
Whatever it is making a noise.
Is
Bang.
it going past my friends, the boat?
Yes, you're now like 100 meters past them.
Okay. I grab the gun really quickly.
Okay.
Smack the boys real fast.
All 3 of them?
No, just the I've got the weapon away.
So so there's like imagine that he's we'll call him a military. What are we going to call him?
Ranger?
You call him a ranger. Okay, call him a ranger. He's at the front of the boat with a gun.
Okay.
Another
All
kid
right.
at the back of the boat steering the boat. One is in the middle, and they're talking to each other over the sound of the engine in Spanish. The one in the middle passes a packet of cigarettes to the guy at the front. He takes one out and lights it. You've climbed onto the boat in the middle of the boat, just between the guy at the middle and the guy at the back, which is where the boat is most stable and most likely for you to not knock the boat or rock the boat while you're climbing onto it.
Yeah. Right. I literally push the guy in front of me out of the boat.
Yep.
And look at the other 2 and turn the gun on them.
Okay, so you sorry, just to be clear.
Grab the gun,
push
knock the guy out of the boat,
and point the gun at these guys.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. That's fair enough. You push the guy out of the boat, you grab the gun off him, you're strong enough to manage to do this, I think, and this comes as a surprise to them, so you snatch the gun, push him off, he goes splash, he calls out, gargling noises emit from the water, the 2 guys at the back freak out, one of them stands up, and he's reaching for a pocket when you point the gun at him, and he stops, and he's pleading with you in Spanish.
I understand English. Jump out. I show him with the gun to jump out. Tell him to jump out.
He dives out of the boat.
And the other one too.
All right. He's a little bit more reticent, but he also dives out of the boat.
Okay. And I take the boat
All right. You
to
take
where we are.
and you turn the boat around and you go all the way back to your compadres
Yep.
in the reeds. Okay, you
Yep.
guys. So what were you doing while that was all unfolding? Just watching, or
I think. I don't know. I'm gonna just look at Arthur
all right?
and just be
Well,
like, "Why are you here?" In my mind, I'm thinking, "Why?"
I'd be looking around. I mean, Peter would have said, "Hey, look over there." I'm looking over there, and I don't
I
see
d-
nothing. And turns around and he's gone. So I'm like looking around. Maybe I might have paced up and down to the marsh area.
All right.
Maybe noticed the boat that was moving. Maybe saw the altercation. I don't know. Maybe if I was looking in that direction.
Make a perception check.
So she's staring creepily at me, and I'm like, I got to do something.
Right. That's fair.
Wow, 3.
3
10,
successes.
6, and 8.
Nothing escapes your attention.
Apparently not.
So you see the boat altercation. You see whatever Zara is doing, which is scratching
Staring at me.
scratching her head, staring at you, just watching you.
I'm gonna check my person as well. Like, do I have my cell phone? Do I have a watch? Okay.
What you do have, Zara, is a necklace, and it's got a little bauble on it.
Oh, I open it.
It's got
Zip
some
it.
sort of tube with liquid in it. You can feel the liquid inside it.
But can I smell the bloodness of it?
Not from the outside.
Okay, like if I take the lid off,
Doesn't have a lid.
doesn't have a lid.
You have to break it if you want to get into it.
That's so metal. You've been going through necklaces over and over again. There's no recyclability there.
The Order of the Temple of Mars has got. They've got to deal with the Chinese. They mass produce these things.
No. They're clamshells.
It's a clamshell, Charlie.
Oh, that's in reference to my job, having to deal with the fiddly packaging.
I see.
But yeah. Okay, right.
Okay, I bring the boat over to them.
All right, so the boat comes in between the reeds now, and Peter, you flick off the engine, I imagine, at the last minute, and it just drifts into the reeds.
Yeah, let it slide in.
Yeah, okay.
Was it driven by Peter when he came over? Or was it an invisible?
No, it's
entity?
I see what you mean. I see what you mean. Yeah, is it Barry? Can they see you?
Oh, yeah.
They can, because you were unobfuscated on the boat in front of the other
Yeah,
guys.
because when I was fighting them, I would unobfuscate it.
Yeah, that's right.
Right.
Naturally,
So
you see.
Peter brings back this boat into the reeds, like a boss.
Hop on like a boss.
All right.
And then I'm gonna have a look at the mechanisms of this thing.
Mechanisms of this thing.
Yep. I don't like. I want it to last. I don't want to. I don't want it to like put out and not work anymore.
Right.
I don't want it to explode on us because everything's explosive here.
Everything's a bomb.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you're
So
a
I'm just gonna have a
vampire
look.
and running around on vehicles that are full of highly explosive petroleum and other types of engines.
Yes.
Not necessarily a great idea if you are a flammable undead creature. Right, okay, so you want to make a check of the investigatory flavor, which will involve some wits and some investigation.
Okay. What's investigation? I have a
Yeah.
I have a merit for this.
Okay.
It just reduces it. But I was like, I want to give her something, so let's give her some mechanical aptitude. So That'd be 5.
How many successes?
5.
5.
I've only got 5 dice. So
Okay, 5 successes. In which case, you believe that the vehicle has about half a can of fuel or half a tank of fuel in the onboard motor, the off-board motor, that thing.
yeah.
And there is another canister of fuel in a compartment at one end of the boat.
Okay, sweet.
But you also hear this dug 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 coming from underneath the under the floorboards.
Well, I'm gonna try and investigate that.
Okay. How do you?
So while she's doing all this, I'll be approaching the boat, slogging through as best I can,
Is
just motioning to them.
there like a trapdoor under the boat?
A trapdoor
To
under
the
the
under
boat?
of the boat. Like from the top area.
Right,
Is there a
from-
trapdoor to
from
get
the
down?
deck?
Yeah.
Not that you can see.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna try and find a way.
Okay.
And hopefully not sink this thing. I'm sure it'll be fine.
All right. You can make a wits and investigation check.
3.
3 successes. All right. You find at one end of the boat on the floor on one side. The deck seems to be a whole panel that you can just lift up. And you're able to lift one end of it. And the first thing that you notice when you do lift that end of it is that the bottom of the interior of the hull is stained red, and there's blood in there, and there is legs wriggling, and they're tied up.
Oh. Just like climb in if I can.
It's very small. It's a very small kind of compartment, basically, if that's the shape of the boat, right?
Yeah.
And then the floorboards were like there.
Right, okay.
So
it's very,
that.
very small.
It's very small.
Can I try and like drag this leg out?
Yeah, okay. You pull them back, and they start kicking, and you can hear, and you pull this gagged, masked person who's tied up, hands and feet. It looks like a middle-aged woman. You're pulling out from there. She looks perhaps. She's got darker skin, black hair, brown eyes.
I'll untie the gag.
All right.
And put her up on the.
Who are you?
Top
she
side.
says in Spanish. And if you don't know what she says because it's in Spanish. Yes.
I might have a chance of picking up every word or two because Spanish is a derivative of Vulgar Latin, so
that is true.
Vulgar Latin.
Why don't you make an intelligence and linguistics check?
Intelligence, good.
Intelligence, good. Linguistics, bad.
Bad.
How many did you get?
So I just have to look up. Got my intelligence. That is a total of 1.
1 success. They are speaking Spanish, but you don't know what they said.
I think she's speaking Spanish.
You hear her say, Espanol, Espanol.
I
think that's
Peter.
Spanish.
Peter goes, "Can you speak English?"
She looks at you, and the DM's going to make a check to see if she speaks English because
English.
That's
yes. Say it slower.
Say it loudly and slowly, and then say, "I'm an American" on the end of it. You can't do this to me. I'm an American. Okay, 9, 9, 8, 7, 6. I don't know why I'm rolling that many dice.
Yeah, but that's good. Okay. Can she speak English?
She says, "A little. I speak a little.
Good, that's all you need. How
Only
come
this very small.
How come you're in there? What
They
am I
put
doing
me in
that
there.
for?
They're taking me away like the others. They're gonna kill me. I don't know what they want. They're taking so many, our children, our husbands, everyone."
Does she look injured at all, or just emotionally scarred?
She looks bloodied, like she's been beaten and like she's been forced and tied up and forced into this hole.
I'm gonna look at Arthur and just sign, even though you can't understand. Can you look after her?
So Arthur,
Arthur,
how's
she's
this gonna
asking
go?
you if you can look after her.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah. Can you sit down?
She
I'm gonna
she just sits down.
I'm
Water.
gonna
Do you
bite
have
my
water? I need water.
I'm gonna bite my wrist and then just give it to her.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you're gonna feed her blood.
Yes.
All right. At first, you pretty much have to force it into her mouth because she's not going to let you feed her blood.
Yep.
And so she's
Okay.
pushing away from you as you do this. Are you going to basically control her and force it onto her, or are you going to take another approach?
I am very much just, like
You're not going to
sneakily
ask her
just
nicely because you can't talk.
no. I'm like sneak attacking her with it.
You're sneak attacking her.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
It means that when she's talking to others, I'm like, and then sneak attack.
So it's a surprise. Basically,
Yeah.
she's talking to Arthur when you like, just stick your
Yeah.
You know what? You can make a dex and fuck. What the hell do you roll for this?
Sneak attack.
Sneak attack.
Dexterity and subterfuge.
Yes, that's it.
Okay.
This guy, he knows what he's talking about. Dexterity and
Yeah.
subterfuge. Perfect. Good
Now
combo.
where's subterfuge? 3.
3 successes. Okay.
Gotcha.
And now I'm going to make a dex and dodge. Because, you know, wouldn't you dodge if someone tried to stick their fucking filthy bleeding wrist in your mouth? While
She was
you're talking?
distracted.
She's distracted. I take that into account.
Yep.
No, you fully fucking gulp her.
Cover. Gotcha.
She's like, what's this? What is this?
I take it back and lick my hands quickly.
Is
She's
it your
a-
blood?
She's a mystic healer.
You're one of them. You're one of them. Oh God, save me, please! And she starts babbling in Spanish.
No, we're not
and
one
you're
of
hearing something
them.
about a lot of Roman Catholic jargon.
Okay, what happens to your people?
She's just
What
turns to you.
happened?
She's get away
Hang
from
on.
me. You're one of them. You are among them. And she starts trying to move away. She's trying to run away. She's going to try and just escape. She's terrified
Even from
of
me?
you. Huh?
Even from
Even
me.
from you, well, to be fair, you did just put vampire blood in her mouth, and thusly she is a ghoul, and thusly she feels loving feelings towards you personally right now. She's not going to
Yeah.
attack you, but she is terrified of you guys, and what she has been through may outweigh the goodness of your character and your soul.
We are.
So she's
We-
crawling at this point.
I'm holding up my hands and I'm like, bien sangre, bien sangre.
Okay, and that is good blood.
Good blood,
I guess.
or good red blood. Yeah.
Okay. And this is an attempt to calm her, yeah?
Yeah.
Make a
I'll take charisma.
charisma and persuasion check.
Shit.
Persuasion, is that a thing? No,
No.
this is vampire, not D&D. So you have instead empathy. Yeah. I'll make a wits and empathy check.
I got one die. Oh, wits. Good.
Yeah.
Wits is good. Thank you. So good. Yes, wits. I got 2 successes.
That one stat you can't pump blood into.
Yep.
Or one of those stats. 2 successes, did you say?
Yep.
2, okay. She looks at you skeptically, and she looks around at these other 2. and she starts doing. She starts crossing herself.
And so now that she's kind of stopped, and I'm like,
She
okay, so you do
stumbles.
speak a little bit of English, and I'll try to. Nah, no, fuck it. I've taken the same blood. It's okay. It's fine. It helps the wounds.
Okay, hold on.
I'll mimic that. Like scar, no
Wounds.
more.
Wounds. You mean here? And she shows you
Yeah,
cuts and things.
the wounds will disappear. Like I'll actually pull down my sleeve and take off my glove.
She's
And I'll-
watching right now.
Yeah.
You've brought her attention to her wounds. She's noticing them healing, and she's.
Yeah.
It's a curse. It's a curse. No.
We
I'll sign like you are okay, even though it's really hard to portray.
Okay.
Hmm.
I'm not sure that she's getting any of it.
That's fine. That's
Yeah.
fine. At least I'm doing my part.
You're doing your part.
Yeah.
Excellent.
now
Trying to be kind, I suppose.
And
listen,
and Peter,
listen to what I'm telling you.
she's most
We
afraid of you.
are the good guys of our kind.
She says, you're Americans, yes?
Well,
Technically.
Technically.
I am American.
She
Don't
looks
know
at you
about
very
the other
suspiciously.
two.
What do you want here? Why did you save me?
Well, one, because you were down there.
The others are like you, they don't save people.
That's why I say there are different kinds of us. We're the good guy kind.
What do you mean?
We try and stop the bad kind.
She says,
Best I can put it to you.
I want to go home now.
Where's home?
I will sign me too.
She just said, me too.
I see.
Okay, so where's home? Direct, and I will drive.
She points back up the river.
He goes back up the river.
No, stop.
What? What?
No,
What?
it's gone. Everyone is gone.
Okay. Where did these things like us come from?
I don't know.
You don't know.
There is many of them here now.
I pat Peter and I say, ask her where we can go. Where we can go that is safe.
Where can we go that's safe? My friend asks.
We must go to the town.
Well, give us directions and we'll go there.
All right. Out of game. Just give me a moment while I grab a thing. How's everybody doing? Is everybody having fun?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm learning
Yeah.
Spanish on the side here.
Yeah.
I should be learning sign language on the side, but it doesn't really matter because you guys couldn't understand it anyway.
And under Peter's breath, he says, I'm sure this is Mercy's way of punishing me. I'm really sure. Okay, guys, she's gonna take us to the town.
So the town that has the other vampires that are not good? Is that where we're going? Or are we going to a town that doesn't have vampires?
You're asking her?
In general, it's just
In
a
general,
question. It's
just
like, we're going to a town.
To
What town?
everybody, Right.
Well, here's a good question. Where the hell are we?
You ask where the hell you are to her.
Yeah,
She says, Asuncion, close to Paraguay.
What country? Paraguay. Damn. Okay. Right. Direct us to this. Is this a safe town?
There is no safe place. Not now. Not now.
Did these things like us call themselves anything?
No.
Like, did you hear the word Sabat?
Nothing like that.
Nothing like that.
I look at
Oh,
Arthur and I'm like, you go look after her.
She
Okay.
says,
Like,
wait.
He's
As the boat continues around this bend in the river, I'll get everyone to make perception checks. And she says, slow down, slow down. We need to be quick.
Immediately.
yeah.
Do you cut the engine or do you...
Yeah, I cut the engine so it slides.
Okay, so it's just drifting in the water now.
Yeah.
Okay, silently drifting in the water. And what do we get for our perception checks?
No.
No. No is not a number.
if
It
there
is
was
a
one
number.
role that I seem to be absolutely exceptional at, it is perception. I see everything. I
That's
should be
good.
taking aspects.
Everything.
So I got 5.
Far out. Okay,
Nice.
hold on a moment then. Perception alertness for Peter Wicks is coming up now. Are you being served? That is 3 successes. Okay, so Peter, you get 3, you get 5, and Zara gets none. Zara, you are clearly facing the wrong direction on the boat to see anything useful. But
Yes.
what the others see is an old white missionary church on a hill overlooking the river. Down from the missionary church on the side of the banks near the marsh, there are some large gravestones and crosses. And then there are 3 crosses out the front of the church on the edge of the river, big crosses with human forms nailed to them.
No hay casa segura.
I sign like I have no
That's
idea
not
what the
a
hell you're saying.
that's not a safe house.
She's saying she doesn't know what the hell he's saying.
The woman shivers.
So this is what you're talking about, that your people are being nailed to crosses, like in your town and here.
Sometimes, yes. Other things too. The church has gone crazy.
The church is the people nailing people to crosses.
Yes. The ones they come from the north. They bring their churches here. They change everything.
What kind of churches? I mean, are they still worshiping God?
I don't know now. We
Is it pagan?
No. They say they worship the god, but I believe in my heart they worship the devil now.
Do you remember anything else, like anything that a word other than God that they've been using to reference this particular deity?
I don't know, but they say a name, a person they revere. I think his name is I don't know. I'm too scared to say it.
Say quietly.
She looks around. Frater Diablo.
I signal like a brother.
Diablo.
Roll for intimidate into linguistics compliance. Yes.
Do
Okay.
I understand what she said? I know Diablo, but
Yeah, I think you can work out Frater Diablo. It's not complicated. Brother devil, brother demon.
Yep.
Do we park up?
The boat's just drifting right now.
Okay.
It probably is about to hit the reeds on the far side of the river, opposite the church.
Do you want me to? Do you want me to go up and have a look?
Arthur?
Yeah, I pat Peter on the shoulder and I'm like, I hate to say this, but I think we need to take a look. I mean, if this is really some sort of trial that we're doing here, I mean, we got to get more information.
Zara
Oh.
nods in agreement. In agreement.
Oh, gee, what's that sound over there?
And we will. I'll roll my eyes and look over.
Okay,
Disappears.
fair enough.
Okay, he goes obfuscated.
Okay, and where do you go? Do you get off the boat, do you?
Yeah,
Okay.
get off the boat and go to the church.
So you swim across the river
Yeah,
to go to the church.
yeah.
Okay.
I've been in sewers, so rivers don't really mean a lot to
They
me.
don't, do they? Until you
No.
go into a river that has piranhas in it.
Yeah, well, I'm worried about that, but he's not thinking about that at the
Are you
moment.
covered in blood?
No.
Because piranhas.
Wow, ghoul piranhas.
I'm pretty sure that you'll be okay. Like
Imagine.
they go after specific things.
What if you had a
probably
swarm of ghoul piranhas that loved you and they just nibbled on you once a month and then
very Wednesday Addams.
you could go swimming with them
Yeah.
and they'd just eat everything else except you.
Some of the kids actually do swim with them in certain conditions,
Right?
and they don't attack.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they're really vicious when they do attack, but they don't actually do that very often, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay, I swim across.
Okay.
Crocodiles, though.
You swim across, and as you're swimming across, can everyone make a perception alertness check?
I doubt it. Nope.
No, not as spectacular this time, but 3.
Not as spectacular. Did you say a 3? Only 3?
Only 3.
Only
Yeah.
3. I suppose I better roll yours, Barry. Perception alertness. Here we go.
So
No.
did Barry jump off before we parked, or
No.
did he just kind of like let it drift and then jump in?
Oh, right.
Okay.
I asked, Barry, what did you do?
He asks us to look away, and then
Right.
he
Yeah.
obfuscated.
Okay.
Yeah.
In which
and
case,
went
the
away.
boat just drifts into the reeds, and when you look back, he's gone. All right. Cool.
If that's the case, I'll be fumbling after the steering wheel and trying to actually guide us into a more controlled stop.
All right. Well, while you're trying to guide it into a more controlled stop, and what did you say you got for your perception, Zara?
0, as
0,
usual.
Same as
Yep.
Barry, unfortunately. You must be distracted too, wondering about where the boat's about to hit. But Arthur, you managed to guide the boats into the reeds, and you look up and around for a moment, and you see this wiggling, swirling shape in the water heading in the direction of the church. You can't see Peter Wicks because he's obfuscated. Peter, you don't notice it either, but there's something moving through the water behind you, and
And the other reason would be because I'm trying to be under the water as opposed to on top.
right.
That way you make less waves or anything.
Right.
Is a crocodile gonna eat a crocodile? That's actually a really bad thing to call a Nosferatu.
Peter,
I'm
do
voting
you
on
remember
the
that? Do you remember
boa.
Barry, do you remember the boa constrictor you saw on the tree earlier?
Yeah.
It's trying to wrap itself around your legs.
Okay, I bite it.
Okay, so you bend yourself down to where it's at
Yeah, and bite it.
and try and bite it.
Yep.
You're
And
swimming this way. It's behind you at your feet, and it's trying to wrap itself around your legs. I don't know that you can bend down.
I've got, remember I've got that, my body shape isn't like a normal.
Oh, you can disjoint yourself and
Yeah,
shit like that. Okay.
so I do that.
You filthy Nosferatu. Okay.
It's true.
All right, so you disjoint yourself and you bend down and you attempt to bite it. We're going to make a dexterity and brawl attack. Dexterity. And brawl. Two successes.
So it saw me, even obfuscated.
It didn't see you at all.
Oh. Okay.
Okay, yep, you bite it, and you manage to take a blood point from it. It tastes a bit nasty because it's a fucking snake, but yeah.
Yep. Oh, I see what you mean. Okay. Yep. I suck it for all it's worth, and
Alright, so you've sent it into the ecstasy of the kiss as your vampiric fangs pierce through its scales, and you drink it dry here on the shore in front of the church. You devour this massive boa constrictor snake. Behind you, to your left and right, and just behind you, these three crosses with three individuals hanging on them. And as you're devouring the snake, I'm going to make a perception alertness check to see if you notice that they are, in fact, still alive. 0 successes. I'm afraid you don't notice that at this point.
okay. Then I re-obfuscate. Now I've got some blood.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, all right, so Zara and Arthur, what you guys have witnessed is some splashing on the other side of the water, and then Peter Wicks comes out of the water, unobfuscated, I assume, because you just said you re-obfuscate. And he has this huge fucking snake, which he is now devouring, sitting there on the side of the river.
I look at Arthur.
Is it a ghoul snake by any chance?
Is it a
A
ghoul
new one to me.
You don't know now. It's gone.
No, it's taste of blood. Did it tell me whether it was a ghoul or anything?
Well, taste of blood is a power that tells you these things, and
But I haven't got
you
it.
don't have it. So no, you don't know. You only know that it is. Yeah, I think all you can tell is it's a snake at this point.
Am I aware as an Nosferatu that the Setites hang around this area?
Nope.
Okay.
How far away are we from this obstacle or this view or whatever it is that we just encountered with him sucking the boa constrictor dry?
You guys are in a boat parked in the reeds
Spectacle.
on one side of the river, and he's on the other side of the river on the shore, about 20-30 meters down from a church on the side of the hill, next to the graveyard, and that would be about 50 meters to the other side of the river.
Is there a way that we can take the boat closer to where the church is, like just kind of bump it up against, or is it something we have to get out and splash our way towards?
You would have to turn the boat around and then go against the current for about 5 minutes to get it across the river. And you'd be paddling to do that, or you could turn the engine on and do it easily in 1 second, very quickly.
Could I perhaps figure out a way to make it so that the engine's quieter?
What, like building a stealth housing to put the engine in?
I don't know. But is there a way, whether we cover certain parts?
No.
Okay. Right. He obfuscates and goes to the church.
Okay. You obfuscate and go to the church. All right.
And I'm going to kick the engine on, and I'm going to go towards them as quickly as we can.
Okay, so you start the engine.
Yes.
I will sign to you, fuck stealth.
All right. So the boat cruises across the river to the other side. You pull up on the shore as Peter Wicks ascends the steps on the front of the church. Peter, are you going to the front door, I'm assuming? I don't know.
I think he was still obfuscated, though.
He is still
I was obfuscated,
True. Yeah. Are you going to the front door or what?
I'm gonna look for ways in.
All right. Well, as you're heading for the front of the church, the boat engine starts up and the boat comes across to your side of the river. You probably look behind you briefly, which would make sense.
I do. I think What the fuck?
So you see these guys heading for the shore where you are, but you're heading for the church. As you're getting to the church, the front door of the church pops open, and a fellow comes out dressed in a black schmuck, with a little white collar underneath it. He has a cigarette and a lighter, and a cell phone. You know what? He does not have a cell phone because this is the year 2000, isn't it? And his cell phone would be shit. And the service reception in Paraguay, I imagine, is almost nothing, at least here. So he pops out with his cigarette and he looks at you and he says,
Obfuscated.
you're obfuscated, right, of course. He doesn't say anything. All right. Well, you know what? It's 10:02. It's a good place to pause. Yeah? Okay. So let's raid somebody, guys. Does anybody have any recommendations on somebody that we should raid?
No idea.
No idea.
Oh, not at this time of night.
Well,
it's tough at this time of night. I don't know.
See who I've got on my list. If you can find someone playing vampire, we could raid them. Let's have a look.
I was going to try to be clever in Spanish, but no idea is just "na idea" in Spanish. I'm like, no, that's not much for cleverness.
Right.
Could I ask what Jin Zara would be? Sorry.
Jinzara?
Jin. What generation would Zara be?
Oh, she would be... Give me a second and I will tell you exactly her generation. She would be 6th generation.
Oh, wow. Let's go. Is she going to be like of the blood? Like she was like Scheherazad's relative?
Yes.
I love that.
Okay, cool. Is her direct great grandsire.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Is that true?
Great grandsire?
It was made by Edouin.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Well, yes, you're right. So great grandsire, yes. Okay. So it goes Mardon, Ardouin, Scheherazade, you, and then
sweet.
Hopefully.
And that means she's related to Vincent as well.
Right. Now I'm looking at people playing Vampire the Masquerade, but they're all playing Blood Hunt. Literally everybody is playing Blood Hunt. So I guess we just...
I could never. Not anymore.
So I'm not very good at PvP. I think we're going to raid Captain Robert, who's playing Dungeons and Dragons.
Go get him.
So here we go. Begin the raid.
All right, tomorrow we're playing as well. Let's go.
We'll see you tomorrow on Dag Dagiel. Come and visit. Come and drop in.
Nothing's we're gonna kidnap Jesse and he's gonna play as well.
Yeah, Jesse. Gonna make
2 late nights for Jesse.
Gonna make you. Well, if I take the Monday off, then I probably would. I honestly, I have thought about it.
Well, it's a great idea. All right, guys. Here we go on the raid. Bonk. And it is done.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Well, it was lovely playing.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is pretty tough to play this character, but I look forward to the challenge, and I have to figure out everything about her now. Everything's going to be great.
Right.
But Mercy's my baby.
I think we're actually getting to a point now where we can actually start seeing a little bit more development Arthur as well, which is going to be nice.
Yeah. I mean, outer game, my intentions, my objective here is basically you guys have to come to the conclusion that Jesse needs to be made a vampire or you won't survive. That's basically.
Now we have two people in our group there in that boat because we now have the woman as well,
right?
Who we know about as much.
You could make both of them into vampires.
You guys are both on equal.
Well, here's a huge issue that I'm going to have when I do get embraced, and some of the psychological changes that are going to happen, is that he's been a medical professional for most of his adult life. He's got a medical of 5. He's taken the Hippocratic Oath. He's an immunologist. He's about saving lives for the most part, although he's very selfish because what's the one life he's always been so very concerned about saving?
Yeah,
His
yeah.
own.
Yeah.
Right. And this is why he's been a survivor. So that's why I'm thinking like when he does get embraced and he does turn, I'm thinking he's, instead of being so fun loving and go lucky and happy, everything's got to have a joke to it. It's almost going to do a complete flip.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.